But only as far as the Mick. The Colt figure from Arden Street puts it out in front of Freeborn. He's got Connell chasing, but he pops it over the top to Anthony Stevens. Stevens has got a panic. He looks down towards half.
This year, boy, they'd like another one today. McLeod's push forward. Marsh is at full forward. Vardy, back turn, back to Eccles, back to Rodburn. Gets one of his few touches. Front spot, Jarman not held. Is he going to pay it? No. Good decision by Andrew Coates.
The man they know as the King. Stevens gets a cruel bounce. Peter Bell.
Oh, an arrogant kick that one, wasn't it?
And there he is once again, Wayne Carey. Forward.
McLeod robbed. Roberts kicking down towards half forward. This is James. Across to Hart. Suddenly more composure about the Crows at the moment to Eccles. Eccles at centre half back. Lays it off for a shooter. Only his third kick. Down towards centre half forward. Drifting back. A good grab is taken by Vardy.
Sean Wren. Anthony Stevens. Flat looking putt towards McKernan and Wren. Push towards the line. Pike solid in his attack. A little too solid. Andrew Eccles.
The Crows getting their hands on.
Too solid. Andrew Eccles.
The Crows getting their hands on the ball in this quarter, 27 possessions to 8. So for the first time in this game, they're actually controlling the ball.
Smart. Couldn't take it. Robert used his bolt. Archer almost throws it out towards Stevens.
In front, those little legs are working like pistons. Kicks the ball to centre wing to another little fast player, and Harvey goes over the top. Eccles had a big second half last week. Good kick into the centre. Releases Bickley. Bickley over the top. Releases Goodwin.
Simon Goodwin gives it away to Goodwin. Pumps it back towards the centre. The diving King was unable to take it. Suddenly it's the Crows first to it now. Eccles flicked on by McLeod. Danger once again. Tyson looks towards full forward. Belted clear. Waiting down was McLeod. He couldn't take it. Dawson first to recover. Bounced it up towards Alson. Flicks it over the back. He wanted Pike. Instead he found Hart, who in turn finds Eccles. Now maybe the Crows will get another crack at it. Goodwin lets one go. Pumps it along. Archer's in the pack. No one able to take it. Here's McLeod. McLeod gives it to Vardy. And Vardy puts it through. Straight up in the air. Went to Jarman. Jarman off to Rodburn. Rodburn over the top. They're finishing this quarter in a blaze of glory. Eccles can't bend it back enough. Another behind goes on the board. They lead by another behind. Their lead is now 8 points.
Adelaide really using the spaces here at the end of North Melbourne. They're trying to use the bench to get that leg speed up and running.
Just been a phenomenal comeback by the Adelaide Crows. Capuano couldn't take it. Taken over the line by Scholl. Andrew Eccles pressures in.
Taken by James. He had the good hands for a shootout. The run is there. Johnson to Eccles. Looping hand pass over the top. Edwards in trouble. Spills across to Scott. Goes up a step, but only as far as Stevens. Stevens at centre half back. Adelaide
Desperate North lunge at it. Martin tries to get it out towards Scott. He looks towards Freeborn. Smart's got him. They're like a road train now, the Adelaide Crows. And they've locked it up inside 50.
Well, they've had a hard preparation to play. Wren to Eccles. Eccles in board. Johnson under pressure.
He's been very, very good. Bond to centre half forward. So another chance for the Dockers. Punched away this time at ground level. Been pounced on. Good play by the Crows. So they take the ball out. That was through Andrew Eccles, just playing his second game of AFL football. Here's the skipper, Mark Bickley. Rockets will take the ball out. That was through Andrew Eccles, just playing his second game of AFL football. Here's the skipper, Mark Bickley. Rockets the ball over. Eccles once more straight away into the action. Goes to ground. Crows fans want a free kick. They'll toss it back in.
Quarter, Bandy, Hunter and Andrew Wills, who came off the bench to kick one. So the Crows now are in need of a steadier. Trying to storm his way through as Andrew Eccles. Relevant newcomer. He is so too does Luke Todd. Storm his way through as Andrew Eccles. Relevant newcomer. He is so too does Luke Todd. Trying to chop his way clear. Luke Todd has paid the price. Eccles, shootout, tight angle, centering kick. Bring in out. The tackle was high, but a good struggle by Eccles. Free kick. On here, a free kick prior to that for the Dockers. Ross, I thought so, but I mean,
He changed for the Dockers.
thank you, girls.
There's two changes there for the Dockers. Menace is off and Don back on.
And is this the stadium for the Crows? They need one.
Chisholm in two minds. Well, quite certain whether that was set up or not. This is going to cost him a goal. He's going to chip across here to Sampson. And Sampson is going to kick an easy goal. So he's already kicked two. And Tyson, one of his rare mistakes, has been very good. Kicked off the ground by Smart. Still in the centre square. Smack bang in the centre of Football Park. Pittman gets the ball across to the raging bull. Here's Risciuto. Dodging and weaving does well still, but Pittman back to Smart. They've got the number. Smart runs to 50. Can't play that big. Seem to struggle. Again, Dodd has been pretty impressive. Anderson caught. Got rid of the ball, just shuffled it out. Going to ground was Fletcher with strength. Trying to work their way back into the ground of the Dockers. Here's Tyson to Risciuto.
7-4 on the ball. Let's see what happens this time out of the centre. Norwish's hand pass. Well, it finishes up with Eccles. Kicks high towards half forward. No one able to take the mark. Norwich is there. Red uses the body. He needs assistance.
Darwin getting some ice there on his left shin. Are you there, Curls?
Catch up with Curly. You're with us, girls.
Yes, I am there. Yeah, well, first kick out in the centre of the ground. He jarred his shin and he's off the ground resting.
You think he'll come back? I'll get across to Nathan Mason. Spears it in towards the shooter in the middle. Danger signs go up again as Eccles streams down the ground. McLeod does the shepherd him. He wants Eccles to go on with him. Not a good kick by the youngster. No mark taken to McLeod. McLeod again. It's too easy. Finds good. Still in the back pocket. Flackler, punt kick towards Pittman. Couldn't quite get him half volley. Just pushed him down to accommodate Eccles. Kicks into the centre. A ring tall big sets up out here. The hand pass wasn't pretty. The Finley's equal to the task.
6 possessions today and he's taken 5 marks and he's kicked a couple of goals. So along with Fletcher, the two new imports, Fletcher also 26 possessions and 4 marks. They've done a pretty handy job today.
Finley to Eccles. Those two have been very handy too. Out in front, they're going to run here. Tyson Edwards says, I'm French, and he's come on. Give me a run, and he does, up towards half forward. Ellen couldn't take it. Here's Risciuto. The hand pass is wide. Eccles, cover yourself in glory. You first game in.
Quickly, the skipper drives the ball along. Chisholm may have lost it in the sun. McLeod. Great play by McLeod, just ripped it out of his arms. Gives the ball back to Eccles, back to Sampson. He's kicked 5.
The next season, the second game is such good form.
Pittman sets himself in front. He wants to remember his 100th game. Eccles wants to remember his first.
Mighty player, Bickley. What a fine performance. Tumbles the ball forward. Caven had a swipe at it. And gets the result. Back to Risciuto. Sampson.
The boys are throwing at them.
But they collectively haven't yet stepped over that line.
I agree
They
with
haven't
you,
stepped
Terry.
up to be counted here just yet.
No doubt about that. So the kick coming there from Eccles down towards centre wing, and Risciuto, he probably needs to do a little bit more too. He's only had
Written down, Ellen went through without it. Wakeland past Jarman, who's been quiet. That surely is a free kick to Caven. And Peter Caven against Keogh will take the free kick on centre wing.
He should have made more of it when they had it. Play close to the line. His kick not really all that effective. Costa, left footer, bounces awkwardly. Harvey couldn't control it. Bickley into the action. Handball. Rintoul might get his second goal. Kicks to the front of the square and
Came from Knowles under the ground, the rookie playing his first game. We saw him in the Ansett Cup. The kick comes up towards half forward. Ellen, grab. Did he have the footy? The umpire says pushing the back, free kick Adelaide.
Yep, fair call.
He claimed the clock ticks down to about a minute and a half left before half time. A vital 90 seconds. Can the Crows get another goal? Eccles, youngster who came up originally from the Preston Knights, where he won the best and fairest, and youngster who came up originally from the Preston Knights, where he won the best and fairest in the under-18 competition a few seasons back. McLeod Norm Smith medalist on a good one, nearly caught. Good tackle, Mitchell, Hodgson. Quarters of football by an individual. You could possibly see Crows free kick. It's going to Eccles. Former best and fairest winner in the under-18 competition. And
Wakeland boy injured.
Wakeland, that's Daryl Wakeland. Looks a little
side. Wren not able to take the mark, but it wasn't a bad effort. Eccles back to Rashuto, and that kick has gone out on the full. So St Kilda will take the free kick. It's probably, well, it's between left half back and left full back. Tackle from behind. It was a good tackle. Thompson now for St Kilda. Goes long. The ball will land between centre half forward and full forward. Onto it, Brown. Couldn't get his right foot to it. Tapped away. Chance for McLeod. Little
McLeod, he made it very well.
Eccles with the football. He's not quite up to centre wing. His short pass is effective. Rintoul. Back he goes to Sampson. Sampson kicks it up towards the 50-metre line.
Crows try to set something up between centre and half forward. Eccles.
It's the first time I've seen Andrew Eccles too. He hasn't been too bad. He's been very competitive. That was a good use of his hands to take the mark. Competitive. That was a good use of his hands to take the mark.
He's got a future, this boy.
Yeah, I think so.
He's talking to Malcolm Blight before the match. He said just taking a little bit longer than some to reach the senior level that's required of players these days, but from the best and
Suddenly in control. Down towards full forward. Stevens was there. Peagott was taken high. Hand passes towards the boundary. Out of bounds it goes. 10 minutes to go till half-time. This ground. The big men battle again. James. Nicely done. Great evasion. Eccles. 55 metres out. Slews off the side of the boot. Is it out on the full? No. Landed on the line. Not these sort of conditions. Boundary throw in scoring position. The Adelaide Crows. Eccles to the square. Bickley hacks it to Costa. Costa with the inside of the boot has dribbled it across. Crossed in. Ormond Allen comes away with it. Gathered the ball on the bounce. Goes up towards the wing. Tyson couldn't complete the mark. Nicely picked up by Eccles, who throws it on the boot towards half forward. James the big lead. Wren roving the pack. Over the top to McLeod. It needs a kick. He does exactly. I think he's got great hands, James. Doesn't get, I think, the kudos he deserves sometimes. Eccles, meantime, thumps it back against the zone. Socket off the ground by Bond. Bit lucky there. Oof. Lyle State close to the boundary line. Bond running out of space, steps across, lost his compass, pays the price.
Oh, that's savage. That is very savage. What do you do here, Dennis? What do you do? Interesting scenario. All players in the centre of the ground. Nobody in anyone's 50-metre area.
Rashuto squares it. Eccles made to earn it. Dickey bearing down. Off a step. Eccles, the short go. Conceding was Kingsley initially. Brilliant smother, or attempted smother. It was good enough by Bickley off the bit of Wanganeen. Now deep in the pocket, Tyson walks across the boundary line.
Well, that is the same. It's that great down. It's not slanting to any end of the ground, so no wind advantage at all.
There's Bickley. The showdown in a downpour. Bickley finds Rintoul in midfield. Gets by a would-be tackler. Uses the ball inside the 50. Awkward half volley here. That's Morton towards half forward. Working his way in front was Hart. Still Hart. Tries to knock it out there. It was Eccles, in fact. Over the ball, Rashuto. Spills wide. Opportunity now for Naish to James. James right.
Sampson works shot under the ball. Well played by Sampson. On the lead, Jefferson. Plenty of runners at the back. Andy McLeod always dangerous. And that is terrific play, but he just couldn't hit the back bar. Field for the Crows. Excellent mark taken down here by Andrew Eccles, who came off the interchange bench and playing just his 4th game.
And by the way, Drew, he's got the job on of Lee Colbert, so it's a big ask for young Eccles.
Sure is. Circle, there wasn't a player there. And it's taken here by Eccles. He gets rid of it. It's scrappy, but what a contest. Kick forward. Wren gets back to fill the hole and take the mark. He does this so very well. Young Eccles leads the race. Andrew Eccles doing well here. Just very good football there. Had Colbert there with him. The Crows wrap up.
Mansfield here in the tackle, and the umpire comes in to decide to bounce it. Decides to come back in short to Colbert. Pressure, Eccles does well. Knocks it down. Jamison swoops upon it. Forward handball. Jump. He'll make something out of this. Works with Costa. From outside 50, a little bit of a wobbler into the forward zone. Sampson, hip and shoulder. Eccles out in contest. Corrigan's in there now. Finds it on out. Kilpatrick sits down on top of him. And the umpire comes in, Brett Allen, and says, well done, boys. Let's start it all again.
I tell you what, Wills and Drew, that's brilliant. Lynch thrown to the ground. Look at the tackling. The ball's flipped down here to Bond. He goes off for a gallop. The first open space we've seen for about 3 minutes. Garden punched by Sanderson. No whistle. Sanderson. Good tackle too, James.
Great jump from Eccles from behind. Doesn't up on the second go to whip it on out to Risciuto. The Crows have got a break now, half forward. McLeod takes it. Should wheel on around while they've got their motion forward. Does. Comes in towards Rintoul.
Forward. Stretched by Graham, but he couldn't take the mark. He's over it. And he's holding it right in front. Well, he didn't complain, and I don't think he's got any causes for complaint here. And from 30 metres, throws back in front.
So Tom will set that one up there to Eccles.
Smart by McKinnon against his old side. Fantastic by Eccles. It's goes to Sampson. That's the sort of thing that can turn this game. It comes to Costa. Back to Eccles, who's started it with his tackle. Kick by Eccles out wide.
Runs to the 50. Kicks long towards Hamish Simpson, but Eccles now up here. Great boys. All Australian at the under 18 level. This fairest woman from Knights. Pushes on out wide to Eccles.
I can't work out Wills there, and Drew, why not when you're clear there, Ronnie Bird? Have your shot for goal. He's doubled back in traffic. I mean, he was clear to get his kick in there. Yes, I think there's a bit of a doubt about that knee, and he was... No, we weren't sure.
He was along just the one to Paul Lynch. Eccles. Hart. Going the wrong way for Ben Hart. Normally he's running straight at goal, being a backlink, but now he's got around. Good kick, push and shove from
the front, and the Crows have the Rovers. Kane Johnson threads out the hand pass. And this boy is looking the goods. Eccles. Jamison. Back to Smart. If this is a goal, it's nearly all over. Smart.
Ellen's not leaving. The kick goes to half forward. Downsborough. It's over the top. McGrath cleans up. Switches to the outer side, but it's a tough one. Sampson. That's not bad. That's pretty clever. On the right foot. So Geelong really had the job in front of them. They've never won here at Footy Park, either against the Crows or Port Tower. And this boy here is making a real stand.
Just 18 years of age. He can play.
At half-back, plays on. Eccles again, kick into half forward. Ellen, Bickley, charges through it, all opens up for him out to the park with Sampson. Has to curl it back, can't do that.
Seen that one against Ronnie Burns that quick. So McLeod takes the free kick. Out to Eccles. And now Smart. Quite time for keepings off yet.
Target they had earlier.
Here's Graham. The ball was touched off the boot. No mark to Pickering. Lynch. Simpson. Ran into a brick wall. There have been lots of brick walls here today. Back to Lynch. McKinnon.
He's forward line. McLeod cleans up yet again. Breaks out, gives it to Eccles once again. McLeod, Eccles and Wren across half-back have been very good for the Crows. Young man just holding it up here. This is just setting up for kick to kick here. He's just going to kick it up high, let the contest form and all the Rovers work underneath it. Wren and Smart. Quick kick. McGrath Eccles controls it down towards Rintoul. Rintoul on the boundary line. It's over on the foot.
Last weekend I saw him over in Adelaide and he took a couple of fine marks.
Archer again kicks the ball long, trying to set it up for North Melbourne. Too much carrying the ball. To Grant, back to Archer, so North Melbourne work their way out of trouble. Lucks of fortune, lands in the arms of Corey McKernan, kicks the ball wide. Carey, in hot pursuit is Peter Caven. He needs a kind bounce, needs support. Just fed the ball off. Looking back there for Scott.
Pass, Kane Johnson has it. He's at left half forward. Back to the middle. Eccles just forward of the wing. The Crows lead it by 4 points. Eccles goes short again.
Now they've got to go long to the square to Jarman.
Dren wins the tap. Kangaroos by 2 points. Eccles has the kick smothered, does well, taps it back out to Tyson, who just thumps the ball back inside 50. Jarman caught underneath the ball. Here's Mighty McMartin. Comes away with the ball. Kicks the ball long towards the wing. 2 against 1. That was tough there for Archer, but he got a push in the back.
It's actually contact from the front that we see penalised here, and
It was from the front. And young Cochrane and Mellington warming up on the boundary line. Cochrane, his first game for North Melbourne today. Jamison, outside of 50, just wobbles it again off the boot. Blakey leads in the race for the ball. Out there with McCartney.
Need a lot from him, don't they? You just can't find another real goal scorer just in that structure at the moment, can you, Curls?
That's correct.
James.
The North defence is playing very well.
Costa down towards half forward. The margin back to 23 points. Jammers.
Now Carey takes over. Once more down to ground. Eccles paddles the ball along. Costa can't keep it in. And again they'll toss it back.
Hardy kept his balance brilliantly. Deep in the pocket, Keating opens it up for Eccles. Oh, he took a risk. The North Melbourne man didn't touch it. It's a goal. I think I'd prefer him to give it a little air. Seen plenty of the ball this afternoon. 20th possession. Eccles over the top.
Well, I tell you what, this boy might not be 200 centimetres, but he can jump and he can mark. He may actually work as a bit of a foil in the forward line here.
What a comeback. Great determination from the Crows this afternoon, but the goal umpire darts away to his left-hand side. And Eccles, I think, has got it, nevertheless. On the wing, short one towards half forward. Eccles controlled the half volley, lacked support. Martin over the top, hitting it hard. Connell swung, holding the ball certainly.
Grant quickly across to Blakey. So he just pumps it high. Big fist away. Mighty Mick, ground level. It was Anderson who got the ball out, finally came back from Grant to Mighty Mick through the centre square. Long bomb. McKernan looks.
Eccles goes back with a fair degree of courage there into unexplored territory, took the mark. Jamison has it now right half forward. The reigning premiers flexing their muscles this afternoon. They've been
Tallied for the final part of the quarter.
For a bloke who said the game was over at quarter time, that was a good call, Dennis.
Shush.
We see Eccles takes the ball out.
Back through the centre square towards half forward. Eccles on the lead. Outside the 50. Overcast day. So Eccles obviously likes his chances from here. Andrew Eccles. He's just pushing it across towards that left full forward pocket. Past Matera. Enjoyed that. Towards the middle and Eccles lined out. I didn't think he marked it. The umpire thinks he did, but he's almost directly behind him, the umpire. Was that a half volley? Watch it again.
And McLeod just kicked that goal. Braun now is mining the Norm Smith medalist.
Eccles. Promising youngster. Slots it. Down to Rashudo. Inside the 50. Jankovic goes back. Up one hand to an Eccles. Jarman wants it. Nothing floated the prize. About 20 metres out. That will be shorter. Eccles comes on the lead. McIntosh was there. Socket forward by Johnson. Picked up by Peter Matera. Heads to the boundary line. Connell the first to arrive, but it rolls across. So we're down to 20 seconds now. It's the Crows. Free kick to McIntosh.
Once again, the Crows starting their attacks from deep in defence. They've got to do something about their centre bounce structure, because at the moment it's 2 to the Eagles and 8 to the Crows.
Hasn't had it a long time.
It's almost impossible to draw through the goals.
Long. Keating. Almost the mark. Eccles out of the back. This second. Finish here. It leads the Crows mark.
out there to score. Bounces very high. Bond and Reed. Eccles keeping it alive. Metropolis gets back. They ride out the storm, the Eagles, towards the wing. Houston, an unkind bounce. Pass it towards the line. Brinzel goes looking for Jarman. Jarman still playing the ball. The danger not over yet for the Eagles. Eccles, who's got a couple, pulls it back, held it back. It's a goal.
Second time in as many minutes they've got the ball in their forward quick. The efficiency they're scoring with. It's a build up here. Jarman's very quick on the lead.
Paging G. Bailey to the southern members gate, please. G. Bailey to the southern members gate.
The salvage of the Eagles card coming through is smart. Knocks across the Bond. Looping hand pass. It'll be a free kick. I think to Eccles, he was taken high.
There's the inexperience again, Dennis, from a young player in Gardner. He won the ball.
Lead at 21 points. Will it be 27? Eccles. McIntosh breaks away. Morrison almost a clever mark over committed though. Connell to Eccles. The way he's going, I think he should take a shot. He goes short instead and gives it away. Well, he was undecided. He was flustered by his own teammates there, the youngster. To the one of Metropolis. Metropolis back to Jakovic. He needs to be careful. It's gone. Eccles got him.
Didn't have that predetermined awareness that Eccles was coming off the line.
Well, Fred Ray yesterday, terrific for Port Adelaide, kicked 8 goals. Another youngster bobbing up from South Australia today. The South Australian, but playing for a South Australian club, and this is very close. He's missed. Interesting, I think the is on. Picked up by Connell. I'd be hoping it's enough left. Inside the 50, Eccles.
I think he called it right though, Dennis. That certainly should have been a free kick. No prior intention by Troy Bond to go at the ball with
kicking at his 5th, his 3rd of the term. Andrew Eccles, sharp angle, needs to start it at the right goal post. Well, he did, and it didn't I think left. Yeah. Gardner taps it down. James taking away immediately. James leads it wide. Hart running across half back through the centre square towards half forward. Eccles on the lead. Snapped outside the 50.
Snapshot by Eccles. This gets the minor part of the prize. Smart play, young Eccles, Doug. It's great to ending start to half forward, and the Crows want something here. They're not going to get it. Jasper marking in front of Keating. Campbell. McLeod. Smart. Gale. Eccles. Just great pressure from the Tigers causing a turnover. Well, that's starting across their half-back line. Moving to the matches, fairly warm favourites. Pittman goes in short. Eccles. Smart player, Eccles. You just saw the way he ran towards Pittman and then ducked back assist. Light breeze. Now McLeod, I don't know whether he's indisposed at the moment. He just applied that very effective tackle. Might have some news on that in a minute. Oh, that's a terrible kick. Could have done a lot better with that. The job. He's also got Mark Rashudo at full forward right now. Gale. Eccles in the middle. Eccles, he'll be keen to make amends for that bad kick before, but it's smart. Lovely run. Lovely ball. And a bit sort of a roost. Eccles. Costa should kick a goal. No, he can't. Jamison again, can he get his 50? Can't. That's out of bounds. Great to see some desperate football. Eccles, Turner, Knights. So Eccles nearly had him. Well, James overran it. Gets a second chance. Smart from half-back. He runs again. Puts the Crows deep into attack via Eccles. The hand pass. Back to Smart. Left-hand handball onto Johnson. Eccles goes at goal, deserves a goal. Goes at goal, deserves a goal. The climax, not what they would have wanted.
Great play there by Smart. He just come down the ground and, as you said before, Jared, they've been...
Yeah, if you're a right footer. Hart.
Sorry, Rob.
Confused everybody. Wren simply too tall. James.
Absolutely dominating now in the midfield. The Crows.
They give it to Eccles. Smart. And again, I've liked his game as well. Gets rid of James with the dummy. And then again we see Richmond breaking down across half-back. Eccles. Smart. Well, he has been pissed off. There he goes. Nachi takes him on. Rintoul. That's a lot.
Nice on his own. Eccles, sorry.
Former youngster, or still a youngster, but formerly of the Preston Knights. Proctor, late on Johnson. Can't argue with the umpires. Eccles.
What do you reckon about that, Doug? Are you allowed to give the umpires a serve when you've clearly taken a mark, or well, at least the replay suggested he had? In the old days you possibly could, but...
Bounce favours Prescott in the end. He was prepared to wait for it to bounce. Eccles, quick hand pass to Costa. Can the Crows nail one before three-quarter time? Bond has it taken away by Blurton.
Good intercepts, gives it to Dick Foss. Little underground punt goes nowhere. Straight to Eccles. Spears a pass in. That's going to be okay. Caver is a long way out. Well, a group of all is going to be in that 4 wins, 5 loss category, battling it out for maybe 7th and 8th. But a lot of football still to come. It looks like Goodwin in front of Hughes taking the mark.
Over towards Goodwin. Goodwin clears.
After kicking a goal at the other end of the ground, Simon Goodwin goes up towards Eccles. And he sees it over with a tired Michael Voss giving chase.
Been a very good player, Voss. He gave everything tonight, Michael Voss.
Here he goes again, Curls. Partly smothered by Matty Connell. Darryl White, a deft little hand pass taken away by Eccles off to Bickley. Crows go surging forward again, down towards Rashudo. Off his boot, straight to Sampson. Everything goes back to Costa. May go back again to Connell. He does. Trying desperately to create a space. Eccles goes longer, and that's okay. He finds Vardy. Between centre wing and right half forward is Peter Vardy.
To the outer side. Sujay Cook is back on the ground. Voss spoils. It comes to Eccles. Eccles with a short chip kick. Finds Rashudo. Thinks about playing on, but decides no. Now, he is a little bit proppy, so... No hope for a journey.
It's not going to be the case, I'm afraid. Rashudo finishing off to Eccles. Back to the room again. He has the puck.
Now the position has changed. Centre half-back flank. Here's Caven taking a leap and a mark. Just 5 metres to get that one back on Travis Johnson.
So here he goes for his first. He's got it. So Caven coming down the ground. And Seacamp, awkward half volley. Now he's got a problem. It's locked in there. Quick whistle from umpire Nash. Just repeating, Darren Jarman on report. Umpire Nash, the man who did it, number 14. On the so the left foot goes to the square. Up they go. Melbourne knock it down only into the path of Eccles. Rolls it beautifully and goals. So the team of defence just couldn't kick to Tyson. Tyson tries for a similar result. Not a good effort. Eccles went to ground. Seacamp comes away. Melbourne work it towards the outer side. Nobody across there. It runs close to the boundary line and eventually out. 75 to has got the ball, feeds it across to Tregenza. The short one inside the 50. Eccles goes back, takes the mark. The Western Bulldogs play Adelaide next week. And who knows, will Jarman be there? Maybe from about 30 metres out. Nice looking kick. That's very handy. Well, handball out in front now, played on to Eccles, a fumble, but he gathers it again into the Jarman. Seacamp one, Jarman's in front. Seacamp makes the last metre and spoils. The last metre, ball thrown in, dropped on down. Eccles can't get away. Tackling was good. Out steps Ward again. Comes back in, brought down for the second time. He's squeezed. Still learning a little bit about the pressure of AFL footy. Lyon from behind, Bradley in front, roving the pack. Eccles dragged down. Cook did pretty well in a tight situation, got it to Connell. Connell feeds it back. Tyson off his step, They'll contest on the wing.
Taken play on is the call. The Crows a chance once again as they go up towards centre half forward. It's going to be locked off there. And there will be, he looks down to half forward, grants the target again, this time effectively spoiled. Costa up against his old seed. Tregenza runs into a brick wall in the form of Kolinuk, gets it out towards Grant. That was good play. Not out of it yet, Matty Conroy under real pressure, gets the hand pass wide. Costa sneaks away from Johnson. Eccles is waiting on the wing, has the possession now, goes back again to Costa. Looks up towards the half-forward line for the Crows. Over the head of Dennis.
Not so long, Jared.
Just distinguished. Just distinguished.
I'll tell you what, this is an awesome start by the Western Bulldogs, and they are getting all their drive from defence. But what...
nicely, goes for a roundhouse right, gains 7 or 8 metres. Romero a fresh air shot, James in trouble. Eccles gets a short kick down towards half forward. Costa is a very persistent player and he persists up.
Good kick to Wren, sweeping hand pass out wide. The Crows working hard, showing a lot of guts here to Eccles, forward of the wing, kicks inside the 50. Crows need a mark. Downsborough was pushed
clear towards centre wing. Darcy tucks it under his arm.
Make the Union look away throw.
Well, Michael Martin, watch out, he said. And he did. Well, Michael Martin, watch out, he said. And he did. Montgomery on all fours.
Pressure from the Crows.
The Dogs are running into each other now. As Hart is having a little bit of a hound
against North Melbourne, back after 3 weeks today and off with a similar injury. I think it's the same ankle. Powell hurriedly smothered off the boot. Ellen prods it towards the line. Costa can't get there in time. In to kick that last one.
Just over a minute remaining. What has been an amazing first half here at Optus Oval. Johnson short and then longer towards the blistering pace. Goodwin, poor hand pass on this occasion though. Kolinuk could have been ridden into the ground. West goes over the top to Romero. Here they come again on a charge. Johnson, he's got speed.
Into which the Bulldogs.
He's gone.
Romero over the ball. Eccles over him. Johnny, what do you make of it?
Well, I agree with Sandy. I think Romero elected to go down or go onto the ball and opt for the ball up and was tackled legally. You got the wrong rule.
Starts next week, Curls.
Costa towards the boundary line, fell over. Kolinuk dragged down. Close to the line. Powell keeps it going. Pushed across now by Johnson. Which is which? James falling to the ground. Nicely done by Eccles. Works it down through the wing towards half forward. Robin almost held on to.
He goes early. Continued pressure on Eccles. Forces the ball to stay in the area. And a throw in.
Okay, fellas, toss this one.
Smith fisted away. Goodwin after the fisting comes, grabs the footy, kicks it back towards the wing. Eccles dropped it. Stolen off him by Johnson. Too slick for James. Eccles comes again. Charged down by West. Eccles comes again. Charged down by West. In goes Romero. Diving in there is White. He was dragged to the ground. Johnson goes in. Clashes with his namesake. Medically sound collision at least.
Fine tackle by Curley. Costa goes over the line. Goodwin does keep it in play. Gives it across to Allen. He finds Eccles in the back pocket. And finally they bring it back towards Bickley on the half-back flank.
Driving towards the outer side and ran up he goes. Couldn't complete it. Powell shrugs a tackle. Kicks it out wide. In the road, James, untidy hand pass. Montgomery came in strongly.
I thought him in the middle, but he's probably lowered his colours and then pushed the back line today to play the role of Troy Bond.
Not the same player today. Costa comes away, 37 possessions last week, wasn't it? Goodwin follows up, tried to knock it across to Kolinuk. Coming through is Ellen, prods it towards the outer side, Eccles. Eccles kicks through the wing, down towards half forward. Robran, unkind bounce taken by Southern. Hand passes over the shoulder, taken close to the boundary line by Montgomery, dragged down.
And Archie goes on the opposite side wing with a margin set at 37 points.
Which is what Montgomery goes in towards the forward line. Grant is there, got a hand to it, but only one. And it's Hart who sees it over the line with a little topo.
Chris Grant was appealing for being one of the better players in the final term.
Costa goes hard, then is forced to leave it for his teammate out of the middle. Peter Vardy's down on the 50, kicks from 52. Long kick by Peter Vardy. Back again he goes. 50 metres in closing. Pops one over the top. Dimatina, fresh legs. He'd love to finish off the day with a goal, but he bends it round. It was touched. So Johnson says Ofsted, and he does. Brad Johnson has kicked his fourth. This is what we call percentage.
Might have gone out on the full, and so it'll be an opportunity for the Crows to bring it back into play. Just the one goal on the board at the moment. Come from Dagan high. The umpire lets it go, and they do. Playing on towards Eccles. He's got it now, but he's in trouble. Over the top of Bregenza. Now what's Bregenza got ahead of him? Not a lot. Has to stop, change direction. Oh, to Andrew Eccles.
Andrew Eccles, he's a promising young player. I seen him play a couple of years ago in the under-17-18 competition over in Melbourne, Sandy, and he certainly is a player that will be a future.
What Crow fans won't like it. The player that lost the ball. Eccles, I think, was the flyer. Pittman may suck off the ground here or go again. Tried to pick it up and lost back behind, then butted up again. Came out the back door, chance for Bickley. His hand pass is swept towards Bregenza. First one way, then the other, as they zigzag towards Robrin. Baines nice with it. Door, pouncing upon it, out the back door. Rodney Jamison, the forgotten man. He was ducked, and then he's come back, and now he's kicked it behind.
Went for the Adelaide check side on that occasion, Sandy. Maybe he was better off to straighten.
Tries to get it over towards Eccles in the pocket. Carousella is there as well for Essendon. It's paddled away by Solomon, but straight over the line. But they want it over the line. They want it up the other end of the ground.
It's their last chance here, Sandy, for the Essendon side to get in front.
Gives the pass to Robert. Robert's hand pass goes astray. But this is like rugby. They've served it forward another 25 metres. And we've got 1 minute remaining.
Shepherd deemed to be illegal there. That Shepherd wasn't within 5 metres of the ball. So Eccles takes the free kick at centre half back. Back out to the wing. Everett slaps it back his way.
He's no longer here.
Brennan Everett again. Everett from behind flicks it on down. Bickley in front. Good hands to the run of Goodwin on the left foot to half forward. Rodham in front. Wakeland does the spoiling, but the Crows have got the numbers. Cook can't quite find the handle on the ball. Comes it in. McLeod, Young. Young does well. Beats McLeod a second time here this evening. Bounces to Harvey. Disposal number 6 to Robert Harvey. Up towards the wing. And Heatley takes the mark again. Quite prepared to come a long way down the ground from full forward. Has his hands with McLeod. Oh, Winmark met very heavily from Jarman. Didn't see him coming. There's a loose ball here for the Crows. Eccles can't get away. They tied up the Saints.
Terrific contest this. Both sides having a red-hot go at the footy.
Young's been pretty good, but McLeod has kicked a goal. Young has it centre wing. Up towards half forward. Kick didn't carry. This boy's made an impressive debut, Andrew Eccles, playing his 13th game in his first season. Punch forward by Wakeland, straight to Bickley.
Around towards space. Bounces out wide. Eccles will win the race. Gathers. Has time to size it all up. Comes in short to Pittman.
This is terrific cat and mouse tactics by the four big fellas on the field. It's Pittman and Rand trying to push forward as much as they can, trying to get...
Pittman's got Jarman. Ian Turn's got Eccles. Ian Turn's met by Burke. So 15 metres out.
Promising player, this young kid, Andrew Eccles.
Has a bag of 4 goals against his name already this season. Kicked a couple on 3 occasions. Here's his first tonight.
Oh, well played by Kim Costa. Lasciuto another touch, puts it wide to Eccles. This boy raised in Melbourne, has he settled into the Crows? kick forward, couldn't quite take the mark up there. Vardy picks a tackle, Peter Vardy offline and missed from about 20.
Guiding role on Aussie Jones on that outer wing.
One of the problems for St Kilda, Mick, is at centre half forward, where Neil Corley mentioned before how Mark Stevens has done so well. He's not only holding up the St Kilda attacks, but he's being able to turn it back around the Crows' way very, very quickly as Stevens. So he's been... They defend and they attack. Smart works with the shooto. Out in the path of Eccles. He can go if he wants to. He wanted, but then chose not to. Kicks a good one. Wakeman gets into the spoil though. Thompson a little wide of the handball. Jones.
In the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. Terrific defensive play by Matthew Connell.
Shooto to Eccles. Bigby's here, getting run from Connell. Connell pumps it long into the breeze. Inside half forward, Jarman's in the chop. It comes to Vardy at the front. Hurdles it, would be tackle.
Number 36, Matthew Young off. Eccles to James. Quick, sharp hands. Finds Connell, who finds space. Couple of bounces allows him to run to centre half forward. Kick down. Beveridge tosses it up, looking for a St Kilda mark. Doesn't get it. Eccles was the player to get
the goals, and now they've got themselves in a winning position.
Well said, girls. Gee, I wish I'd played in one of your teams. It'll rev me up. Here comes the start of the second. He was good in the second term. Fires one out to Caven. Boy balks. Takes one round the head. Eccles along the ground. Nobody home. Just offline. 1-1 to Andrew Eccles, teenager.
Ball coming off. He's had just the one handball. One mark, one handball against his name. Saints can't get it through half forward. But the Crows, they just keep pounding down at this right-hand end. Putting in there with Cook. Eccles, young bloke, gets it on out. Caven playing like a man possessed in the forward line here this evening. Came to Adelaide as a forward. Kicked 4 or 5, have kicked 8. They need to back this one up. St Kilda haven't lost consecutive games since early last year. It's under threat here now. Sirakoski from centre half back. Kicks, but this man again, Smart in the front.
The sticks with 4 goals, and there he is at half back. And the ball just gets over the line, or does it? No, play on. Eccles gets the ball up to Costa. A couple of players might have stopped like the commentators. To the goal square. Robin's there. He's got it. Justin Pecker.
And you'd expect that that's where the interest in the game is now. Here comes the first push. Don't worry about it. It'll go over your head, Tony. Rashudo won't miss that. He has it, and they're going.
I think it was important in Terry that knowing that Jarman and Rashudo can be used from a midfield role, centre forward. And in time, as he gets a bit more match experience, that's probably the way Malcolm Blight will go. But they'll be certainly damaging because their peripheral players are the ones that really taken control of this game. Vardy, McLeod and the like. So it'll be interesting to see in that forward part of the ground.
And Eccles has been busy too. Disposal number 13 for him. Kicks it up beautifully to the square. Everett spoils well towards the boundary line. Wakeland cleans up, kicks it back out.
People don't even get charged for it. James, another hand pass through Stevens. One more. Eccles up short of centre wing. Young got fingernails to the ball. Oh, well played, Vardy. Rashudo, he had great vision to Connell. Up to the centre of the ground. Cook for the Crows.
Good one out towards this near side. Finds Eccles. The youngest player on the ground, but what poise and control he has when he has the ball.
It's important coverage too, Lee, because if Marsh is going to be exposed to that bit of pace off the mark, they've got all players dropping to the spots.
Up on centre wing. His kick short of centre half forward. Lead put on the spoil, but it comes to Eccles. Back to Connell. Connell
pierces the 50. Robert with a run at them. Once he got there, should have taken the mark. Flips out the hand pass. Jarman further afield.
Down the field once Fort stopped the flow.
Tyson to Smart, and look at the space out here for Eccles. Andrew Eccles, not a great bounce, but he had enough time. Well, put him off his kick to such an extent that... Oh, magnificent tackle by Connell. You threw it in the tackle. Great pick up, McLeod. They're working in numbers on the forward line, but this time they haven't got the numbers. Brewer, touch. Franco grabbed when he didn't have it. It's coming back to Franco.
Just doesn't.
Wilson in a hurry. Well done, Connell. Finding Eccles. And the kick by Eccles. Landing about 35 metres out. Primus in front. No line play on, said the umpire. Flipped out to Tyson. Off the left boot, Port kick. Chance here for Port. Knocked out by Stevens. Goodwin got a touch to Smart. Luckily, perhaps, comes to Eccles. Eccles kick up the centre wing. Red. They looked a bit proppy in the first quarter. I wouldn't say he's moving perfectly at the moment, but he covered good. 21-point advantage to the Crows. Brewer along the line. Gains about 20 metres.
Modra out at centre-half forward. I guess this is the earliest in any of his comeback games. Afraid he kicks this because Port have been having some much easier shots than this and they haven't been kicking it, but he's going to play it off.
Well, Gavin Wanganeen dropped off his play there, Lee, and went into the space, which wasn't the wrong thing to do, but then all of a sudden Eccles is free, just drops into the space around.
Yeah. Eccles, a 19-year-old from the under-18s competition in Melbourne. Can he kick straight from 51 metres? Straight and with distance. Well, it was a centimetre short, punch through.
The change came up to...
A little bit down on his usual output. Up to full forward. There's Laid just on the ground. It comes to Cook. Plenty of height. Hasn't got the distance. Goal square job. Oh, they'll need to defend desperately.
Get there to kick it off the ground, then the Crows defence just brushed it through.
Kicks from defence playing precision as well. Here's Eccles. It looks as though he might have copped one under the eye when he received treatment before. Under pressure, slings the hand pass away and then good enough to clear through Eccles. Prosciutto. Down the centre corridor. Edwards had to get around Stevens. Outside the corridor now, Costa, but he's got... Well, he hasn't pierced the 50 yet. Into Connell. Lip tap, goes wide. Oh, it's a funny old way to go, but Eccles has it.
Well, they keep cutting up, don't they? That's Eccles, but they're all in their cave and all their defenders run up hard, don't they?
Well, there's no one. I thought they might have honoured the lead of McLeod first up. He was about 10 metres in front of Wanganeen on the lead. They push themselves wide now.
Eccles, well, he got too close to the man on the mark. And Huskus knocked it to the ground. Picked up by Vardy. And Vardy goes! Trapped. He's kicked into the man. Follows up with a soccer. Scooped off the ground by Eccles. Long. Huskus was expecting the ball to reach him. The umpire now will ball that up. But the Crows defend well. Chalmers number 7. Good tackle. He kicked 3. Working hard. Intercept by Dickey. It's coming back.
Almost had a Shepherd, wasn't it? Horace Shepherd.
Yeah, well, I think it might have been a tackle by Chalmers,
Had a Shepherd, wasn't it? Horace Shepherd.
Yeah, well, I think it might have been a tackle by Chalmers,
He won up there. He paid the push in the back.
Has he? Okay.
Maybe because on the tackle on the way out, but it certainly looked like Port were clear and it won the ball.
I thought the umpire...
Won the ball.
I thought the umpire signal was over the shoulder. Whether it was in tackling or shepherding, I didn't see the incident.
I'm guessing too.
Smart got high to knock the ball further afield. 16 points the margin, and late in the second, Smart off the ground. He's kicked it 50 metres without getting hands to it. Another one off the ground. Eccles, beautiful pick up, Robert. Wide open here for the Crows. Prosciutto goes long. Another mighty kick. And the 50. Wanganeen got one hand to it and recovered. Jarman. Wanganeen's quick. Jarman got him from behind. Varney's quick. The hand pass back to Jarman. Very wide, but a bit of space. Eccles. Down to the pocket. Monroe.
Very much opened up in this quarter, hasn't it? As players get a little bit tired, the space is
congested. Lyle. Lockwood goes back with a hand pass. All Adelaide here. Red takes the mark.
Well, the play too. Matthew Little was hobbling a bit, although the ball's coming his way. Looks to be okay now.
Stevens from the back pocket, just short of centre wing. Eccles virtually pushed into it by Dickey. Young boy from the Northern Knights. Jarman takes the mark on the 50 and will that be 50?
And a free kick against him in the end. It was his last tackle. Caused the push in the back. The free kick comes out the side. And the run's on again. Here they come.
Coming when he made his debut for the Bombers at the MCG on a Sunday a few years ago. I think it was 8.
Again, in goes Riley. Riley won the ball, aided by the Shepherd from Wood. Gets it across to support. Scholl towards half forward. Relay free kick.
Played that all right, Brad Scholl. Athletic looking young man. He bounced and the ball went behind him. A bit unfortunate there, and eventually forced over for a boundary throw in between wing and right half forward, favouring Geelong.
You said athletics.
It's inside the 50. Hocking comes again, claimed by Smart. The hand pass goes up and the Steinford well tackled. It was jarred out of there. Working his way through was Wood. Spills back towards Milburn. He's taken on by McLeod, emerging through the...
It's good body language by both teams here. Milburn. Chance again for Geelong to get clear. Raleigh goes back to Snell. Snell over the top. Chance again. James
Kilpatrick.
Sun shining brightly, and with a bit of luck we could have a rain-free day. Rain was predicted. A little bit of rain fell this morning in Melbourne, but rain has been predicted over the weekend. But perhaps the next hour and a half we'll just get away with it. Raleigh at the back, knocked forward by Eccles again. Well, the tactics falling right into the hands here of Adelaide. They're going against the breeze. They've restricted John.
I was watching the replay on the new screen. Riccardi gets it out. McLeod chips it across. This is Eccles. He's forward of half back. Kicks it up towards the wing, and the mark is taken by Edwards, who's been lively to start. Tyson Edwards on the...
Would go a long way towards it. They were very good. Gary Hocking held a bit too high in that congested area quite near the centre circle. He comes out towards this members' side of the ground. Gathered there by Raleigh, not able to break.
In most stadiums around the world. Here's Hocking, gets the hand pass directly to James, who comes back to Eccles. Eccles did pretty well. He spotted Caven up ahead. Caven kicks it down towards half forward. Robran up against two of them, knocked away by Sanderson. Scholl did nicely. Knocked it straight up in the air. Came again, could have been taken high. No free kick. It's hacked out of the defence by Eccles, back towards the defensive 50. Riccardi's in trouble, only as far as Tyson with a hand pass. Wood is there, charging in Bizzle. Hall left it behind. Bizzle.
And the umpire will bounce about 35 metres out from the Adelaide goal.
Some big changes for Adelaide at the start of this third quarter. Darren Jarman's playing on the wing. Andrew Eccles has gone to the full forward pocket.
Adelaide running left to right, working into the breeze. Marsh goes up, beaten though, falls to Hart. Hart hooks it down towards half forward.
Another in the Cheetah going past. Can they finish it off? Eccles round the body. He swings, but he's wide. And it's not handsome, out of bounds on the full.
In the amazing turnaround in the first half, the Western Bulldogs dominated the handball stats.
Down, coming through is Croft. This is Eccles. The youngster comes away from half back to midfield. James, swooping hand pass. Connell, bleeding profusely. Kicks inside the 50. Ellen, strong mark again on the lead. He's not bad at that.
Green again, down to Eccles. He kicks it up towards half forward. They're in full steam now, Adelaide Crows. And McLeod, who has again been a hero. The Norm Smith medalist last year is kicking for goal number. Charges
the ball. He's got Eccles running with him, and Andrew Eccles looks down towards the half-forward line. Tyson Edwards comes steaming out. They're running on a full tank of fuel at the moment, the Crows. Don't worry about that, as Edwards, Robin will be the player.
Deep in the forward line, good coaching. Safety first, Rashudo to the pocket. Eccles has taken the mark. Blunt is probably wearing a belt and braces. There's Eccles. He'll kick from about 40. It's a rout now. Low kick. It's a rout now. Low kick. Allen behind the defence has taken the mark 2 metres out, and this really hurts.
Three Western Bulldog players within probably 5 or 10 metres of pressure.
He loses it. Look at McLeod. Trying for a deft little hand pass. Off he goes. And suddenly they go blasting forward through Eccles. Up towards Pittman. Couldn't take the mark. Tries to soccer off the ground. Will go again. And there's Hopkins Boomer behind.
The 50. Grant being held. No free kick.
Grant clearly held in, didn't.
Eccles comes away. Short one to Connell. So we're just playing our time now. Matt Connell, instrumental in that third term by the...
Plays on quickly now to Eccles. Eccles again up towards Shane Allen. Appeared to cop a push, but play goes on. Curley is taken out of it. Tyson Edwards, beautiful control. Bends it round the body.
Change there. Quickly.
None of those are really touching the ball.
McKernan does well. A good one, he's on the left foot, but it's not a good kick. He chips it. Well, he'll say it was a pass, and a beauty too to McLeod, and we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
That was just a superior leg speed, I think, Nick, wasn't it? When the ball went up in the air, I think McLeod just was able to make the extra yard to get on the end of it.
Already we're starting to see the influence of Robin around the midfield. He just has that great ability to read areas a little bit foreign to him.
Don't write the Crows off yet. He can kick this and cut this margin, but he too is off target. So a couple of early opportunities going banging here for Adelaide. Back to a 16-point margin. Robert trying to soccer off the ground. He's got McLeod behind him. He's got players screaming for it in that forward zone. Here's a chance for Stevens. Great smother by Pickett.
Wasn't it a good play then by Bell? He actually had two
defensive zone. Stevens, a hurried kick down towards McLeod. Quickly on towards full forward. Now a chance for Vardy. Gets the hand pass away. Here's an opportunity for Tyson. Tyson flicks to Goodwin. Goodwin! Australia. Tyson Edwards gets the hand pass. McLeod in the open goal. Mickey Mark couldn't get a touch.
Sort of sense the Adelaide Crows are certainly coming here, Lee. They are surging forward, now getting goals in the contest, which will come
up the other end of the field.
Goodwin slaps it onto McLeod. Here goes the Norm Smith medalist. He's threatening to light the fire, Andrew McLeod.
Well, he's the boy you want with the football, no doubt about that, Andrew McLeod. When he's getting the ball, the Crows.
Look out, McLeod. The wizard is clear. Spears it in towards Modric and Mark. No free kick pick, I'm afraid. Blakey on the last line of defence. Wobbles it. Tyson will be first to him. He can keep it in play. Under pressure. He does. He's gone on with it, so Tyson does. Off to McLeod. He gets another chance. Shrugs the tackle. He eludes one. Can't elude two. Grant goes back to Stevens. It's a rainmaker. A high ball into half forward. Vardy couldn't take it. Was he ripped off the ball?
It certainly was.
Yes, and I think that's almost the situation. That was a free kick that didn't need to be pumped.
Costa the 50. His hand pass. McLeod somehow gets loose the ball. Straight up and down. Pittman slams it towards the scoring zone. Pike has been quiet. McLeod tries to keep it in play. And eventually it's Pickett. Takes it over for one behind. And then he runs into a brick wall. Passes it out to McLeod. situation. Smart under pressure, gives it away to Jarman. He's been desperately quiet, taken high. Well, it's amazing, isn't it? It's come back to Jarman.
It's going to be a long kick.
Kicks. Nigel Smart is the acting skipper tonight with Bickley out of it. Bell gets the first kick off the ground. Overrun by Tyson. Pushed wide towards the centre wing. Archer comes back into the North Melbourne lineup this week. He gets an early touch and is taken over the line when Archer coming in for Chandler. Excellent work by Stevens. Puts it out the back door. Takes the chance. 25 metres out. He goes!
Yeah, good start there by the Crows, but they certainly when he dived on the ball, Stevens, he gets morale booster, isn't it? The first two times the ball's gone to the pair. Caven's emerged with kick.
Tyson's having a field day. He can bounce his way down to half forward if he wants to. He elects to chip instead. And it may turn out to be alright because Vardy tries to poke it even further forward to accommodate Modra. It's alright because Vardy tries to poke it even further forward to accommodate Modra. It's socked away from him. Back to Tyson. Shot little one's okay to Robert. He's got McLeod in the pocket. Stevens is there with him.
I nearly think he'd go back and have a shot on goal here, Sandy. He's a prodigious kick.
He can hoist it. Calls for it, but the umpire calls play on. Here's Winston Abraham. Ripped away from the football. The long hand pass by Tyson. Accommodates Hart. Then Hart looks in towards half ball. Beautifully to Vardy. The Crows are light at the moment. Vardy plays on. This is pressure football at its best. Scott's kick is high. Out towards Bell. Taken high over the line. He'll get a free kick.
I think Anthony Stevens, of course, is picking up McLeod, but I think McLeod's just going to drift into half forward and make play virtually as a half forward flank would make Stevens play.
Pike leads in the race, but he's under a ton of pressure. In fact, he's hustled off the ball by Tyson. Tyson's having a sensational start. Away he goes to Goodwin. Into one pocket.
Well, that's a fine part of the ground for Simon Gooden. He's actually matching up on Martin Pike.
Slightly Australia as Smart takes a fingertip, and now he's got Tyson, who could well have won Tex Lotto the way he's playing this first quarter. Give him a rap and that's what happens. Into the man on the mark. Roberts applying the pressure. Tyson could be just about gone. Umpire says no, I'll have it.
It was interesting from that kick. It's not.
Roberts pushing towards the Crows' end just for the moment. Pike couldn't take it. It was a little too warm. Connell accepts the hand pass and kicks up towards the right half forward, and the mark is taken by Goodwin. He does because he's got Tyson loose on centre wing. Away goes Tyson. He had a marvellous start to the game. Gets around Harvey, kicks in towards half forward. Not a good kick. Not a good kick. McKernan spears it. All their back. If North were to get a couple, the danger signs are really up for this home side. Tyson hurries a kick to centre wing. Good attempt to mark by Simpson. McKernan was out of bounds when he took that kick. So it'll come back for a throw in on centre. Back towards centre wing. Jarman ran into Archer. That's a good mark. Taken by Tyson. He had a marvellous start to the game, but has been considerably quiet since that opening term, and that is not a good kick. Abraham has been considerably quiet since that opening term, and that is not a good kick. Abraham sneaks away, back towards centre wing. At the back is McKernan. Got a call from Simpson, but Tyson was there. He's locked up by Harvey, who slams it to the line. Crows screaming for deliberate.
It's a dangerous ball hitting the hand pass backwards to a blind call when you're not exactly certain. It's one thing if you're facing backwards and give it to him, just pops it over the top.
Hart to Connell. Chip away to Tyson on half back. Mark Roberts on the mark.
He actually manned the mark exceptionally well there because there was a player free and Stevens further on the field.
McKernan and Pitt. Down towards the half forward line. Is Tyson again. Kicking along up towards left half forward. Robert Scott sees it over.
Well, for a very free scoring team, North certainly haven't obviously.
Hand pass is going to be okay. Down towards Robert. Couldn't quite get a flick at it, but Peter Vardy can. In towards full forward towards Modra and Mark. Tucked in the pocket. Modra takes it over. I think he tried very... Stevens' kick is a floater. Crows having plenty of the ball, and they're having trouble scoring. They kicked 1 goal more in this second half. North Melbourne, though, only 1 behind. 1 goal more in this second half. North Melbourne, though, only 1 behind. Tyson's kick in towards right half forward. That was to Pittman. But again, it's King lurking.
Handball to Robin, who goes into Vardy. This is better player. Good build up now to Goodwin. Off the side of the boot, McLeod runs hard and he marks. McLeod came from nowhere. He really did. He came from the clouds, McLeod.
He'll kick this.
And we'll have a shot for goal from 40 out, almost directly in front. KG said he'll kick it. They need it. Adelaide 5-6, North Melbourne 8-12. 4 minutes gone, third term. So Andrew McLeod.
Come on, Macca.
Possessions to half-time, money.
Just 5 to half-time, 3 kicks, 2 hand passes.
Great player, Andrew McLeod, last year's best and fairest winner. And, of course, Norm Smith medalist in the grand final. In he comes, 3 steps, kicks towards goal. Is it in? Is it? Wait for the goal umpire. No, it's not. It can't be a goal. No one's moved. It's a point. And Adelaide, 2 opportunities gone begging. 1 to Rashudo, 1 to McLeod. They move to 5-7. North Melbourne 8-12.
King about to bring the ball back into play for North Melbourne. They've created space there. Stevens is the player. Stevens in the back pocket. I'll catch up in a minute. Start Stevens back towards centre wing. Archer comes out. Good mark. Archer centre wing grandstand side.
I tell you, Graham, you're getting very, very agitated at the moment.
Oh, I am.
Like cat not tin roof Archer. He really is up towards.
He's angry.
Mickey Martin up high, one hand, couldn't complete it. Ball to ground. Robin takes the football. Vardy comes in, tries to crash through the pack, gets it to Orman Allen. Orman Allen has an airy. Robin comes in the second time, paddles the ball. With him is Pike. Ball held up, and the umpire's going to have a bounce down at centre wing grandstand side. What are you laughing about, Stud?
Well, they just all at the ball. I mean,
well, now what would you expect me to do, Stud?
Well, you don't pile on stacks on the middle, do you? Because that can actually give the free kick away. But
I think you're right, Graham. Pittman trying to get away at centre half forward now. McCartney spotted him, and McLeod tried to bump him off course. But play, meantime, is in front of the members, and they're coming to life too. They're trying to get the Crows home. The loose ball comes out to James. Ran into a brick wall, too high. They cried, and the umpire agreed. So a free kick to James. Had a slow start, but ended up with 12 possessions to half-time. Brett James at half-back. Looking further afield, there's his kick, out they come. Robin Pittman, also Rashudo there, couldn't quite take it. Comes to Jarman, quick hands, hard through it to Goodwin. Goodwin's inside 50, you can kick a goal, and I think he has kicked a goal. Nestor bumps his magic moment, the Crows needed that, and they move to 6-7, and North Melbourne have been on 8-12 for a while, and the margin now is back to 17 points in favour of the Kangaroos.
well, they needed it because they've had all the play for the 6 minutes of this third quarter. They just haven't had the result. And Darren Jarman just figuring in it, dived on the ball, the quick handball came out, and Simon Goodwin, who's had a very good game so far, running onto it with that beautiful smooth action that he has. And once he crossed the 50, looking at the goals with no one in front of him, it was a formality.
That might just be the sniff the Crows need. The umpire about to start proceedings once again. Pittman is there. With him is McKernan. The big men fly. McKernan went up a month too early. Varley tries to thump it away. Taken by Darren Jarman. Starting to come into the game. Kicks around his body. Goes the way of Rashudo. With him is Simpson. This way, that way. Rashudo has the football. Into the pocket. Varley got him. No, spills out the back. They work hard. Still an opportunity for Costa. Pick it up, son. He can't quite do so. Get the handball away. As he has a shot, Varley, but it's way offline. And in fact, it goes through for a minor score. Adelaide go to 6-8-44. North Melbourne 8-12, 60 on the Foodland scoreboard. 7 minutes into the third quarter, but they've started okay, the Crows. The kick-off on that occasion by Grant. Into the pocket, finds Pike. Pike back around towards the half-back flag. A chance now for McLeod. Do something, Macca. Create the spark, some does. Puts it back. Marty grab. Offhand, Stephen. Great smother by Pickett. And we had a player in the square, which was a young Goodwin. And the great bit of smother by Pickett forced the ball through for a minor score. So Adelaide go to 6 goals, 8.44, North Melbourne 8.12. In fact, 6.9.45, North Melbourne 8.12.60. Studley.
Byron Pickett, he's saved North Melbourne at least 3 goals.
Well, it's a hot game in the first half. It's even getting hotter here, and Adelaide warming to the task. They've kicked 1-2, 1-3 in fact. As, well, a bit hard there, Graham. You're calling for it. You're clutching at straws, also.
Well, he had no intention but to kick it out of bounds.
Well, technically you're right. The margin 15 points on the Foodland scoreboard. Up they go. McKernan got it down towards Roberts. Standing start, works at 35 metres forward.
Well, we are allowed to be parochial tonight because 3AW wouldn't take our call. They sent their own team over with David Hooks.
But that was really parochial.
So we are going to be parochial.
It's 8-12 to 6-9, and you really do get the feeling it's going to come down to the wire. Adelaide, supported by the home crowd. They want more goals. They might get them too. But the loose hands ends up with Bill. Up towards half-forward. Gee, the kick was good. Jeez. Out comes Carey. Carey 65 out from goal. Abraham to get Pills off Edwards there. He's 40 out. Tries to snap it back towards goal, but not far enough. And North Melbourne have a behind on the board. 8-13 to 6-9. The margin back to 16 points. 8 minutes gone, third term money.
Sorry.
Graham, first time into the 50 for North Melbourne in this quarter. The Crows have been in 7 times. Abraham, 12 touches.
Hart goes to Connell. Connell short to James Tyson on the half-back flank. Roberts over the mark by about 10 metres. Being brought back by the umpire. James Tyson. Half-back flank, grandstand side, puts a high ball back towards centre wing. McKernan and Pittman over the back.
That's a
good mark in front by Archer. It's been paid, has it?
Yeah.
Yes, he has. He remonstrated with the umpire.
Great mark.
And it was a good mark by Archer. Archer centre wing, goes inside. Gee whiz, a loose man has created space there. King goes over the top, goes over a little occasion to Blakey. Blakey now. Up towards 4-4, the pocket goes. Carey pushes Caven straight into the football, and Caven says, thank you very much. That's an Aussie Home Loans Mark of the Night contender, Peter Caven in
move
defence.
the ball, Peter.
They're starting to run, and Peter Vardy provides the run. He's at half-back, so he's come down from half-forward, and the kick was good from Caven. Goodwin wants it. Probably the Crows' best player. At ground level, couldn't quite complete it. Pickett's as hard as they come, and he crashes Goodwin in the ball over the line and out of bounds. He's upset a few this year, Byron Pickett. He knocked out Kemp and broke his collarbone a few weeks ago. Really knows how to hurt people, and has had a sensational debut year. It's North Melbourne by 16 points. 9 minutes gone, third turn. Pittman rose above the pack, goes towards the boundary line again. There's that man Pickett with him, Goodwin, and once again we'll see a boundary throw in.
Centre wing, outer side. 10 minutes into the third quarter. Adelaide clawing its way back into this game ever so slowly. So we see Pittman taking on Roberts. Centre wing outer side, Pittman over the top, gets it down, ball to ground, players working hard. Goodwin's in there with Pickett. Also working hard, it comes back on this occasion to North Melbourne. Stevens up towards half-forward they go, pushing and shoving. Caven pushes Carey out of the way. Carey's in there, they're trying to work it away. Comes back towards Tyson now, up towards the centre wing, some bouncing football. Will it go out of play? It does. Just slightly on the attacking side of centre for the Crows, who are going towards the golf course end in this third quarter.
And again, very good hands on the bottom of the pack from Darren Jarman. He's not had great stats, but just a couple of touches have been very nice.
At least he's working harder in this third quarter, Graham. Let's hope he can get right back into the game.
Well,
Blakey picking him up.
He's where the action is, Coach.
He certainly is. Pittman at the back, McKernan in front. Blakey picks up the football, wobbles the kick. Taken on that occasion by James. James now goes to Stevens up towards half-forward. Tyson's in there. So is Robin. Tyson a chance now. Outside the 50, inside the 50. Being held on that occasion was Modra by Martin. The umpire doesn't play it. And the umpire says throw it in. Right alongside the behind post for the Crows. Studley.
Well, Tony Modra appealing for out of bounds on the full because it came off Mickey Martin's boot. He had a case, but
Adelaide have dominated the first 11 minutes, but they've only kicked, the one goal in the third term. Waiting now for the boundary throw, and up they go. Coming through on that occasion, Stevens went hard. McLeod appeals for the free kick. He won't get it. King, he's desperate. Tries a spiral kick and gets onto it. He goes about 65 metres out of the danger zone. And guess who's there? Carey put out one hand and took a great mark. So Carey covering a lot of ground. With him is Caven. It's a tough ask there for Peter Caven. He's tried manfully, but Carey still booted 3 goals. He works it back towards centre half forward. Out comes Archer. Too strong on that occasion for Hart. Now they're running forward. That's the style they've got. Archer, take 2. Now chips it forward. Out they come. Is this Abraham? Up he went. Couldn't quite take it. Adelaide's defence there was good. Jarman. He saw Hart throw out of the corner of his eye, and the kick had to be perfect, and it was. So Ben Hart Left half back. Jarman now coming back into the game after quiet first half. Robrin, he came from nowhere, soared like a bird and took a mark on the far side.
Robrin now puts it up towards half forward. Looks out there for Vardy. One grab. Has great recovery. Picks it up outside the 50. Goes to Modra. Ball bounces away. Opportunity for Pickett. Kicks off the ground. Goes towards the coach and Bell. Bell has the football, but it all falls out of his hands and goes out of play in front of the old scoreboard here at Football Park.
Peter Vardy trying to pinpoint Tony Modra, who was well marked by Mick Martin and probably crossing the 50-metre line. He might have been better to go for the goal himself.
Throw in outside the 50. The Crows into attack. 6-9 plays 8-13. North Melbourne in front of the Foodland scoreboard. Ormond Allen kicks off the ground only as far as King. Gee whiz, he's been a good player. King, David King back towards centre wing. Stevens sits under the football for the Crows and takes the mark.
Dunno, Casey's coming on, goes straight across the ground. They're trying to create the loose man. Tyson's there, should mark and does. Now he wants to lead. McLeod, out comes Rodbrin.
James Tyson's one error that he makes, he just holds onto the ball too long.
Held it on for an eternity. Up towards Pittman, in front, McKernan from behind. We've seen that all night with the two big men going hard. It's King, works it back towards the centre wing. The bouncing ball beats the North Melbourne player there in Harvey and goes out of bounds.
It's almost worth it to take a mark like that, just to actually play on, which gets the ball moving straight away. You might run yourself into trouble occasionally, but at least it doesn't give the opposition the time to flood the defence.
5AA football, thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. It's been a wonderful game. King again, another possession. He's worked hard this quarter. Up towards Carey with strength. He pushed out Caven. Archer fires it out towards a teammate, and Harvey flanked by Pike. Pike's right on the 50. Kicks towards a vacant goal. Out they come. A chance to take a mark, and Grant, he couldn't quite complete it. Grant recovers okay. At ground level, he tries desperately to kick a goal, and I think he might have. Tremendous solo effort there. He has, Shannon Grant. He was traded for Swass at the start of the year, and that was the goal the Kangaroos needed, a bit of respite. It's 9-13 to 6-9, and the Kangaroos now lead by 22 points.
Well, I haven't seen any opposition coaches yet respond effectively to North Melbourne's forward line tactics, where they create so much space, and a situation like that where Shannon Grant, a little guy, was able to run back into the space. The Crows players spoiled it, but because the ball was on the ground and not many players around, he was able to recover, pounce on it and get the ball through for a goal. There's got to be an effective way to clog up North Melbourne's forward line area.
Pittman gets the tap away, but it's kicked off the ground up towards half forward. Archer's there. Goes on the occasion, Blakey. The Pike.
Desperation.
Great stuff on that occasion. Spills out to Archer again. Tries to crash the tackle, and the umpire says no. The ball was being held to Archer, and a bounce down will take place on the attacking side of centre for North Melbourne.
The only way you could do that would be to play a man loose in defence, wouldn't it?
We'll play a couple of players back. Just behind Wayne Carey. It wouldn't take too much to sort it out.
43,296 at Football Park tonight. Connell's in there. They're trying to work the ball away, and the umpire again who says no, I'll have a bounce down. Again, slightly on the attacking side of centre for North Melbourne. They're going towards the lake end here at Football Park. 67 plays 45. Darren Jarman in the hands of the trainer. Got a heavy one. Thumped away by Grant towards centre wing. Bell's in there. Ducks the head. Gets it back to Simpson. Simpson to wobbles a kick. Bounces over the back. A chance now for Smart. With him is Carey. Smart towards the line. Carey on his hammer. Smart with a handball. Goes towards the line that goes out of play. Right on the 50-metre defensive line for the Crows. And a throw-in will take place. 16 minutes into the third quarter. North Melbourne 9-13-67. Adelaide 6-9-45. Wheels.
Yeah, Darren Jarman slumped over.
What's wrong with him?
He's not well.
I think he got a kick in the...
Moving very slowly and rather gingerly. North Melbourne, though, 40 metres out from their goal. They surge forward. It's a point, though.
He got a kick in the tender spot, I think, Stud.
I think he's
a bit
very
sore.
hurt.
Gee, Shannon Grant, what a year he's had. 38 goals, and he's also provided plenty of spark in the forward line. Was involved in that much publicised trade. Kick in, dangerous. But finds Edwards. Went over the head of Shannon Grant, so Tyson Edwards in the back pocket. It's 9-14 to 6-9. The margin 23 points in favour of the Kangaroos after Adelaide dominated the early part of the third term. He goes short to James. James out half-back. Over the top now. They're prepared to run. They need to. Connor accepts it. He brings the ball back into play towards the centre. Out they come up to half-forward. Rodbrin put up one hand. McKernan did it quite well, but his kick was partly smothered.
Benny.
Ends up with Hart, tries to fend off King, out to Rashudo, sunk the slipper in, it ends up with Hart again, up the full forward, out comes Mickey, beats Modra. Mickey Martin did well, spears a kick out towards the McKernan direction. It covered too much ground for that player, and Norman Allen in the end gets in front of McKernan and takes it out.
But the kick forward gave Tony Modra absolutely no chance. He's leading to the left-hand pocket, and the kick goes to the right-hand pocket. Now, as a forward line player, you would at least want the ball in front of you or on your side of you and the defender.
Stevens and Roberts will contest the boundary throw, and with Simpsons in there, lays the tackle on Rashudo, and a bounce down will take place.
He's done well, hasn't he?
He has. Centre wing out of side. He's done very well. Set at half time. North Melbourne 9-14-68. Adelaide on 6-9-45. Bounce down out of side, taken by Stevens. Wobbles the kick, finds McLeod. Now, come on, Mac, do something magical, son. Kicks it long into the pocket and goes. Back there, Vardy can't take the mark, has good recovery skills, crashes through the pack, gets the handball to James Tyson. An opportunity now for Goodwin. Can he kick a goal? I think he has the champ. The young champ kicked a goal. Yes, a big one for Adelaide. A National Pharmacy magic moment, yes. 7 goals, 9-51. North Melbourne 9-14-68. The Crows are coming back, Stud.
Is there any truth in the rumour that Simon Goodwin's a bit of a favourite of yours, KG?
He's a terrific kid. He's a champ. He's very good cricketer too, I can tell you.
You've labelled him a champion a little bit early, perhaps, you think?
Just a smidgen.
Not a bad player, though, Goodwin.
He's played well tonight.
And he's kicked a couple of important goals in the third term. The crowd coming to life.
Okay.
51 versus 68. The margin, 17 points. 43,000 people here tonight. Up they go, Wren back on the ground. Tried to find Rashudo. Off the ground he goes. It's forced forward there by Connor up towards the centre half forward. They all go down Pickett. He implored for a free kick, didn't get it. At ground level is Tyson. Gives it off to Edwards, up towards Vardy. Has he marked it? No. Robin takes possession. Tries to get past a desperate Bell. And he takes it over the line out of bounds.
Adelaide are well and truly in this.
They are.
17 points there. Craig into the respective 50s in this quarter.
In this quarter, Graham, the Crows have taken it in 14 times. North Melbourne just 5.
Big quarter so far by Adelaide. McCartney, stolen there by Edwards. Goes inboard to McLeod. Here's another goal. Is it? Yes! Another one. Adelaide are on fire. They're storming home. The margin 11 points. It's 9-14 to 8-9. And the crowd have gone berserk. Wonderful atmosphere here at Footy Park.
Graham, that Tyson Edwards a vastly improved player, isn't he, the last 3 or 4 weeks? When I say improved, his score's been good.
Just playing to his ability. Yep. He's providing some good run. And Andrew McLeod with that touch of magic, and he just wiggles the finger in the air after the goal.
I love it. This crowd now has gone absolutely berserk. Adelaide back in this ball game. 68 played 57. Listen to them. They are gone absolutely.
Well, the paying customers are anyway.
Back in the middle of the bounce down. Big Rennie jumped high. William is McKernan. Up towards that full forward it goes. Modra, Martin, Modra. Can't take the mark at the back. Coming through is Pickett. Working hard on that occasion, Pickett. The ball to ground. Coming out is Scott. Scott back towards the centre wing. Handball away by Darren Jarman is smothered. And it goes out of play. Centre wing is Pickett. Grandstand side. Absolutely unbelievable. Pickett. He's built out of steel, I can tell you. Throw in. Centre wing, grandstand side. Stevens gets the thump away. Thumped on by Goodwin.
McLeod!
For 50. Kicks towards goal. The kick's not quite accurate. And just weaves away at the final moment for a minor score. So Adelaide goes to 6-10-58. North Melbourne 9-14-68. A margin now of 10 points on the Foodland scoreboard.
I tell you what, Goodwin might be a favourite of yours. McLeod's a favourite of mine, KG. And I think about 43,000 other people too. Every time he gets it, he's electrifying, especially this third term after a quiet first half. North Melbourne now under some true pressure. The crowd's urging the fullback to kick it, and he does. Almost lands in the centre of the ground. Up they go. From the side there was Simpson. He couldn't get it. Darren Jarman clamps him down. Taken by Rashudo. Kicks up towards full foot. Pickett. They looked at each other, but in the end Pickett took the mark. Knocked out of his hand by McLeod, and there won't be 50. So Byron Pickett, he's had an exceptional game. Rebounds away, has a couple of bounces, takes it out towards the far side, kicks in the Roberts direction. The kick was fantastic. Roberts hardly had to break stride and takes the mark. He goes inboard to Pike. Martin Pike's been a handy pick-up for North Melbourne. He works it up towards centre-half forward. McKernan jumped early, but Carey, he stood down and took the mark.
He was 4 deep and took the mark.
He read the ball better than anybody else. Wayne Carey, too far out to score, you'd think, unless he kicks it 90 metres. He kicks it about 60 towards the forward pocket. Out comes Smart and takes a good mark of free.
No, play on.
Umpire said play on, it bounced off his chest and out of bounds. But Wayne Carey stood flat-footed. McKernan flew, and it was Carey that emerged with the footy.
Gee, Wayne Carey just gave the runner a bit of a spray then too, I can tell you, the North Melbourne runner.
9-14 to 8-10. The margin is 10 points.
It's a game of high emotion, KG.
It's been a wonderful game. Kicked out of the air towards the goal square. Out they come. Who's there for North Melbourne? Scholl. Can he pick it up? He tries to beat 3. Off the ground he goes. Wren in the way. So too Jarman. Jarman spears out a ball. The kick, as always, is very good and marked by Connell.
Mark Connell has the football in the back pocket, out of side, goes towards centre wing. Robbins, his target, always front. Off hands it goes. They work hard. Rashudo's in there. Pole act into the ground by a kick. He's got to get a free kick, surely. Not played, says the owl. No free kick.
Yeah, the full Nelson of them.
Oh, gee, King and Rashudo don't like each other. They were certainly a free kick into the... That's not pole act into the ground. I'll go in for Jason. Fair income. This is the crowd going absolutely bunter at that. And Rashudo doesn't like David King, and I don't blame you. I don't like him either. Throw it outside the 50. Really takes the ball, tries to get it away, and a bounce down will take place outside the 50. Outside the 50 for North Melbourne. 23.5 minutes into the third quarter. We have a 10-point ball game.
See Stevens trying to drag McLeod away from the play here.
Okay, Graham, Dudley. Rennie's got the free kick. Rennie the free kick on the half-back flank. Kicks long. Back towards centre, half forward. Robbins sits under the football. Can't take the mark. Good recovery. Tries to get the handball away. Scott fences it. Tackled by Tyson. And what's happened here? I bet he gets a free kick this bloke. I bet he gets a free kick. That was the same as Mark Rashudo. And I'm dirty on that.
Yeah, you've got a right to be too, but North Melbourne have the ball and they work it up towards centre half forward. Where's Carey? He's in the front. Oh, Smart over the back. Almost took a wonderful mark. Couldn't quite complete it. Smart again, but it ends up with Roberts. Roberts up towards McKernan, and Big Corey marks 35 out directly in front.
Yeah, that's not fair. Because
I've never seen so many smothers, Cornsey.
Nigel Smart just came desperately over the top of Carey and Caven, followed the ball up, knocked it out, went to a North Melbourne player, smothered it, came back to a North Melbourne player, and Corey McKernan just happened to be by himself 35 metres out.
Very important kick in the context of the game. It's a 10-point margin. He can increase it to 16, and the crowd aren't happy, and I don't blame them. So in comes McKernan, leans back, and has he missed? Wait on it, the goal umpire. I think it might be a goal. No, it's a point. Joel tried to clap it through, tried to convince him like Modra did earlier. And it's 9-15 to 8-10. 5AA football, thanks to Adelaide Channel.
25 minutes into the third quarter, anybody's ball game. I can tell you, 11-point ball game. As we wait on Benny Hart, who's played well tonight, to bring the ball back into play for the Crows. He'll kick from the lake, and he's going to go out wide to the outer side. Looks out there for Big Ren. Come on, Rennie, take a mark. Can't do so. Stevens has an opportunity. Paddles the ball back towards the centre wing. Blakey with him, goes without the football, goes in the second time, has the footy, the left foot kick, up towards half forward. Opportunity for Costa, can he pick it up? Coming in on that occasion was Grant, and he forces the ball and the player out of play.
Been quiet tonight,
Must say Adelaide's kickoffs have not worked tonight, the kickoff drills. They haven't been able to get too many clean breakaways and movements away from that. And it's a very good tactical move to be able to set up attacking movements from the kickoffs.
North Melbourne into attack outside their 50. A chance for Bell. Bell up towards full forward goes. There is Roberts. Takes the football. Good stuff for a big man. The handball is not good. Orman Allen goes in. Goes without the football. Then kicks off the ground. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. And a free kick will be taken by North Melbourne on the outer side.
You're too far out to score, but they can get it well inside their forward line. And he moves it up towards full forward. Oh, Orman Allen redeemed himself. Good grab.
Now.
Flew high. He marked it at centre half back. It's 9-15 to 8-10. So the 11 points, almost an error. Smart's been fantastic tonight, Nigel Smart. He's gone hard to the footy. Robin, they dive on top of him. Very tough in the clinches. 4 or 5 players want the ball desperately. And Greg Anderson, you're down there at boundary side. I tell you what, the crowd very animated.
Well, they certainly are. A few things. I think they were hoping that the umpires might favour the Crows on a couple of times, but not happened. But a lot of atmosphere down here, that's for sure.
Endo for Northern Plumbing Supplies in Caroma. This game will go right down to the wire. 27 minutes gone. Up goes Big Roberts. That's Mark Roberts. Taken by Rashudo. Tried to go around the body. In the end, a clever kick. He had nowhere to go, so it bounced twice and out of bounds about 75 metres out from North Melbourne's goal, and they're going towards the lake end. Breeze not a factor.
Ground off and Freeborn on for North Melbourne. They're into attack. We've played almost 27 minutes into the third quarter. Rennie gets the football, then gets the handball away. Taken by Edwards. Comes back towards the centre wing. Opportunity now for King. Picks it up. Goes to Abraham. Abraham back towards Stevens. Well, he's met by Rashudo. Hip and shoulder. Goes to Simpson. Simpson to Roberts. Over the top to Bell. Back to Roberts. North Melbourne running the football in towards centre half foot. Good kick. Oh, gee whiz, the mark should have been taken on that occasion by Blakey. Gets it back towards Rock. Rock kicks high towards centre half forward. Hart thumps it away. Carey in chase for the football. Can he pick it up? Will he miss Caven? Carey in front. Gets it back on this occasion to Scott. Scott goes the way of Freeborn, but the ball is forced out of play, and a throw-in will take place inside the 50 for North Melbourne. Start.
Well, you can't throw the ball up in the air with one hand and punch it with the other and call it a handball. That's Robert Scott did.
Stakes certainly high for tonight's game. The 4 points so valuable. North Melbourne trying to get the top position. Adelaide cemented top 4 position. Over the back it goes. A chance now for Bill. Bill goes short. The mark dropped at the ground level there. A chance McKernan. Back now towards Abraham. Flanked by Blakey. Blakey towards goal. It's coming back but not far enough. And North Melbourne now missing on a couple of occasions. 9-16 is not good kicking. Adelaide are 8-10. That's on the Foodland scoreboard. And the margin out now to 12 points.
Hart about to bring the ball back into play at the lake end. He'll go short into the pocket. Finds on this occasion James. James this way, that way. Gets the handball back to Edwards. Edwards goes to Smart. Smart now from the half-back flank, going to go long towards half-forward. Looks out there for Rashudo. Had his hands on the football, couldn't complete it. James Tyson now tackled, gets it to Rashudo. There's an opportunity to McLeod. This way, that way again. Macca goes in towards full forward. Puts it in front of Modra. With him is Martin. Puts him at the back. Got a lop up. Yeah, this next round they've gone absolutely bunda. Goes to Blakey. Back towards Tyson. Tyson pick it up, son. Finally does so. Up towards full forward on one grab. Almost to Mark Davati. Not paid. The umpire says I'm going to have a bounce down on the end of the kick-off line for the Crows. And this crowd here gone absolutely berserk.
The idea of the third umpire was really to stop the scragging of the full forwards by the full back, and Mickey Martin was all over Tony Modra there, although Tony must lead, get away from him.
Two class teams going head-to-head. The tap down comes down towards the Stevens direction. Last year's best and fairest winner. A chance now for Capuano ground level. The two dinosaurs with him as Wren. Tyson's at a purple patch, gives it off to McLeod. He shrugs a tackle, gets around another one, or does he? Yes, he does just. It ends up with Wren to Stevens, who fires one up towards full forward. Vardy tried to go up. It's going to be a free kick this time. No, free was there. He was slung off the footy. The free kick was definitely there. Peter Vardy slung off as he tried to mark it.
Against Pickett.
And Pickett, who's hardly made a mistake tonight, gave away a crucial free kick.
I've got to say that in replay, that was nowhere near as bad as Tony Modra's.
Well, tit for tat. 9-16 to 8-10, the margin 12 points, and well, it's going to be one straight kick.
You take them, though, don't you?
Crows are hanging in this game. I'm telling you, they're hanging in there.
Not about hanging in, I reckon they're storming home.
Right.
Peter Vardy, 1 goal for the night. He kicked that in the first quarter. And a chance to bring the Crows to within 1 kick, 6 points, 30 minutes gone, almost full time. In he comes. The ball with Peter Vardy. The crowd hushed. In he comes. Leans back and kicks the goal.
Cool. Listen to that crowd.
9-16 to 9-10. The margin 6 points on the Foodland scoreboard.
Well, momentum in football is an amazing thing. I don't know how you quite define it, but when your team has got it, things just work out for them. And Andrew McLeod is really coming to this game. He's in the middle of everything. Well, the ball came high to Vardy. He and Pickett contested it, and Vardy virtually threw himself off the ball. Pickett just happened to be in the way. The umpire read it as though he was dragged off the ball. Adelaide back within 6 points.
31 minutes gone, third quarter, the bounce down. What a game of football on 5AA. Rennie gets it down only as far as the Caden Simpson. Up towards half forward, Carey gives chase. With him is Caven. Carey. Caven in front, body over the football, nose down. They want holding the football. He's going to get a free kick, Caven. Caven's going to get a free kick.
Good trip.
Good tip, whatever it may be, he's going to get the free kick, Caven, on the half-back flag. 43,296 fanatical supporters here at Football Park as Caven kicks back towards centre wing. Rashudo's there at the top when Archer goes out to Robert. Blow the siren, will you? Up towards centre half forward overhand. Dropped the mark he should have taken. Kicked off the ground by Orman Allen. Back towards the centre. King has the football. Blow the siren, will you? King has the footy. Barkley, he's here too. As King kicks towards the centre half forward area, but there's the siren to end the third quarter here. What a great battle we've got on our hands here between Adelaide and North Melbourne. North Melbourne in front, 9 goals, 16-70. Adelaide 9-10-64. It's a 6-point ball game. This is 5AA footy.
He had 6 kicks in that third quarter, and Mark Rashudo had 4 kicks in the third term. He's had 12. For North Melbourne, Bell's had 19, King 17, Roberts has had 14, Abraham 14, Archer's had 13, Wayne Carey 11 kicks and 4 hand passes, and he's taken 7 marks. And Stevens has had 11 touches. The hit-outs are 19-11 in favour of the Crows. Centre breaks 10-11 going North's way. Free kicks 12-8 in favour of Adelaide. And taking the ball into the 50-metre area. In that quarter, it was 17-10 the Crows' way. Overall, 39-45 to the Kangaroos.
Thank you, Manny. Stats there thanks to Harris Scar from River. Let's check what the coaches had to say. Here is Greg Adams, Fernando.
Yeah, Blighty was very pleased with the intensity and the pressure on the North Players in that quarter. He wants the backline to keep running and show support to each other. Don't go wide, go direct in the forward line. Dennis Pagan was very disappointed that quarter. He said they're not playing to the team rules. The team rules are to play man on man and beat your opponent.
Thank you, Ando. Boundary rider, thanks to Northern Plumbing Supplies and Karoma and Studley. This is a wide open ball game.
One straight kick, the difference with the crowd absolutely rabid. You would think it would drive Adelaide home.
Well, let's hope
North Melbourne are a tough team.
Well, there were signs in that third quarter, Stully, some good signs from Adelaide's point of view.
Sean Wren again starting on the bench. Malcolm Blight is brave.
He's brave, very brave. 9-16 plays, 9-10, a 6-point ball game. He'd certainly be starting if I was there, but he's a far better coach than I'll ever think about being. There's the siren to start the final term here at Football Park. A 6-point ball game. Wait on the ruckman to contest it. McKernan and Pittman like 2 raging bulls. Bang! Down goes the football. Up they go. Pittman gets his hands to the football. Heavy traffic in there. Pittman goes again. Connell's down, and the umpire will call for a further bounce down in the centre of the ground. About 30 minutes of footy remaining. A very important game, Studley.
Darren Jarman's gone back to the forward line for Adelaide. I'm not really happy with that move.
They got the big guns up forward, Rashudo, Jarman and McLeod. Pittman forces it forward. Bell at ground level did very well. Oh, King again. He backs himself in all the time. 1-on-1. Carey, Caven. Carey dived at it. Caven did well to hold him up. The loose ball comes to Abraham, who's made a couple of crucial errors. He tries to fire it a pass to Pike. Picked up by Goodwin, who did it well to Connell. Connell recovered from that hard knock in the opening bounce. Finds Tyson. And Tyson marks it at grandstand wing. So James Tyson played his game in fits and starts, works it up towards half forward. Next goal's important. Off the ground goes Pittman. Costa has to go hard. He's at the 50. Tries to crash the back. McLeod takes the footy. Somehow got to work the ball forward. Pittman went hard. Forced it forward. They're going forward in waves now. A chance for Pike. He's tackled. McLeod picks it up. He keeps it in play. Pickett again desperate. And Pickett knocked it through for a point. He's one of the most desperate players we've ever seen, Byron Pickett. Good play by McLeod and Pickett.
With desperation, Andrew McLeod had the ball on the swing. He was trying to just run around the outside of the boundary line, keeping the ball in, and Pickett just forced it across. David Pittman started this quarter with great desperation.
Grant with the kickoff comes back towards Mickey Martin, sits under it. Was that a free kick? Yes, it was against Costa. Mickey Martin in for free kick. On the half-back flank grandstand side, that was a fair call. Martin now.
North Adelaide are huddling on their kickoffs, and Adelaide's playing man-on-man.
Martin, the high kick back towards centre wing. Capuano is there, so is Robin. Free kick, going to go to Caven. Carey appeals to watch the ball. Who cares?
He pushed in KG as the ball was coming down. Caven playing in front. He's done a fantastic job, and Carey just manhandling. The umpire saw it for the first time tonight.
Caven towards half forward. Pittman in front, thumped away. Chance now for Connell. Can he pick it up? Met by no free ball. Did it well. Goes to Scott. Scott wobbles a kick towards centre half forward. Tyson Edwards couldn't take it. A free kick. What's happened here? Free kick to the Crows. And we'll pick it up. It looks like so Tyson Edwards may win the free kick. Tyson Edwards, gee whiz, his form's been terrific over the past month or so. Edwards now on the defensive side of centre. It's a 6-point ball game. Kicks it out wide. Got to go hard. Pittman's there. A chance now for the Jarman. Goes to Tyson. Back towards Blakey. Blakey a high kick to the outer side. The chase is on. Carey and also Caven. Coming through is Darren Jarman. Darren Jarman does it well. Gets it back to Caven. Caven now on the attacking side of centre. Up towards Modra. Modra can't get the footy. Doesn't quite carry it in. Varley's in there. Pickett. They handball away. They come away through Simpson. A high kick. Back towards the half-back flank for the North Melbourne side. Costa now goes in hard. He's met heavily but fairly. Taken by Bell. Bell back towards the centre of the ground. Tyson Edwards off hands. Go Benny Hart. Benny Hart has the front spot. Works Hartford. Gets a kick back towards centre wing. Connell gives chase, but the ball will beat him out of play. And just in time for me to take a deep breath with the boundary umpire. We'll throw it in.
Good on you, KG. Good calling too. It's a 5-point ball game. If Adelaide kick a goal, they hit the front. And bearing in mind, North Melbourne at one stage led by 29 points. Up goes Robran. Plays on the far side, hard again, although he didn't go too far on that occasion. Connell kicked straight in the man. I can't recall a game where I've seen so many smothers. And Archer, talking about smothers, he smothers Robran and holds the ball up about 80 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. In the third quarter, it was all Adelaide. They kicked 4-5 to 1-4, and they really are on a roll. Robran might be coming off with a blood rule.
Gosh.
So who will come on? Will it be Wren?
No, you've got Ellen there. You've got Wren.
Oh, Ellen went off with the blood rule earlier. Now, who is it?
Wren
coming on,
which is a fairly sensible move.
I would have thought so. So Matty Robran, after that altercation with Glenn Archer, he's coming off. They'll wipe the blood off, get it whatever needs to be fixed up, and Wren comes on. So Sean Wren, just not his normal self tonight, really has struggled to get into the game. 9:16 to 9:11, 4 minutes gone. Although plenty of time on will be added here. Finally, the umpire holds it up. A lot of players in a congested area on the far side of Footy Park. Up they go again. Mark Roberts, second attempt down to Abraham. Did it well. Now Rock. Rock puts North Melbourne into attack. Carey, too strong. Gee, what a great grab that was. Caven's given everything tonight, Peter Caven. But Wayne Carey still has booted 3 goals and, well, just within range.
Well, I'd say David easily in range for Wayne Carey.
And
kick from 55.
Have you seen the duel, Graham?
I think Caven's done tremendously well, but
so
Carey...
Even?
Well, if Carey kicks this is his 4th goal.
Well, North Melbourne lead by 5 points, and Wayne Carey's had a sensational year. Leans back, kick on its way. The distance is not a problem. He's kicked a goal. He's kicked his 4th. As Graham said, if you kick 4 goals, you've played well. North Melbourne edge out a lead to 11 points. It's 10-16 to 9-11 on the Foodland scoreboard.
But I don't think too many players could have done better on him than Peter Caven has done tonight.
Very good point.
Critical stage now.
Now, where's Rennie going? Well, it appears though Rennie may be going up forward, is he? That like making some changes. It appears though he's going up forward.
Where is he, KG?
He's centre wing going up towards the half-forward flank here, Stud.
Well, centre-half forward because that's where Matthew Robran was playing, but...
Bounce down.
Doesn't look like he really wants to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, does he?
No urgency with him. The bounce down, McKernan and Pittman into a pack of players. Umpire says, no, I'll have a bounce down once again.
Wonder if he's completely well tonight, KG. You've got a virus or you could be, a bit sore.
He showed some signs in that third quarter of being pumped, but then, of course, he's gone back into it. So 65 plays 76. The umpire about to put the football down once more. Bounce down, Pittman and McKernan. Over the top went Pickett, thumps it towards half forward. Bell goes without it. James a chance, gets it to Orman Allen. Gee whiz, not a good opportunity as they go up towards full forward. They go. Carey off hands towards goal, kicks towards goal. I think he's missed. He has. And a through for a minor score. So North Melbourne 10-17-77. Adelaide 9-11-65. A 12-point ball game. We've played 6.5 minutes into the final term.
You just can't allow Wayne Carey one-on-one.
What's happened now?
He's gone over the line, I think.
He's done that a couple of times, Benny.
You're saying one-on-one with Carey?
Allowing one-on-one with Carey, but with no players around him. Adelaide just have to get a few more players back in defence.
They're taking Rennie off, I think.
Robin about to come back on, and as we said, Sean Wren looks out of sorts. North Melbourne have it 5 metres out from their goal, almost directly in front, and Caven, I think it is, or Pittman forces it through for a point, and maybe the best thing to do too. So the margin now back out to 12 points. Is at 10-17 to 9-11.
Put him to full forward or forward pocket and make them do the work around him, and
he doesn't look right though, Rennie.
He can't be well.
He can't be right if he's not on the ground.
So they've had a few down tonight, including Darren Jarman, and yet they're within a couple of goals. Kick back towards half forward. Oh, McCartney did extremely well and took a good grab.
McCartney now outside the 50.
He's a good kick too, boys. I don't want to mention this.
Well, I wish you hadn't, but you have.
He couldn't kick it from there.
McCartney now will kick from outside the 50. We're right behind the key. He's going to put it to the point of the square. The pack will form him there. Up goes Kerry. Hits him right on the noggin. Falls out. Comes back towards Bell. Waiting there was Blakey. And the umpire says, no, I'll have a bounce down centre half forward. North Melbourne doing all the attacking in this first 8 minutes of the final term.
KG, you called it beautifully. McCartney didn't even try and kick the goal. No. He ran in and he just kicked it straight to the head of the square. Every North Melbourne player knew exactly where it was going to go.
Roberts gets his hands to football. Tackled by Benny Hart. The ball being held. And the umpire again has been forced to have a bounce down.
Carey's limping too, KG. Copped a heavy knock in that last pack. About 5 people flew for the footy.
Archer was there as well. Umpire puts the footy down. And Adelaide got to get this ball out of their defensive area. Carey in there working hard, holding the ball to the player, or holding the ball to the player, and the bounce down will take place in the forward pocket for North Melbourne.
I reckon if Cornsey had had Carey, they would have won a flag, maybe a couple. He's just a brilliant player, Wayne Carey. Even when he's not quite on song, still so valuable.
10 other coaches have Carey, they'd win flags.
There he is again. Carey hit it to McKernan, and they've goaled. Now, Cornsey, take us through that bit of play.
Set play.
Unbelievable.
Set play. Wayne Carey took the knock in the forward pocket. There was a big space behind him directly in front of North Melbourne's goal. Corey McKernan, as soon as the ball was bounced, ran forward. Carey knocked it over his head right into Corey McKernan's. They practiced it at training. It would not work very often in the game, but at a critical stage of this game, it's worked.
Well, the Foodland scoreboard is 84 to 65, and the margin now 19 points.
The big arse now for Adelaide, 9.5 minutes into the final term. 11-18 as it plays 9-11. Umpire about to put the football back.
Can't get over that goal.
Oh, unbelievable. I'm flabbergasted. Pittman goes over the top, gets it down. Chance for King, goes without it. Smart ducks and picks up. Goes towards half forward. There is Connell offhand. Goes to Barty, back to Tyson. Tyson, kick a goal, son. Goes bang, yes he has. That's the one, we've got one of the back. Adelaide go to 10-11, 71. North Melbourne 11-18, 84. And we've played almost 10 minutes in. That's his second on the Foodland scoreboard. Just in time, Studley.
Nice movement for us, Adelaide. I was wondering whether James Tyson could have been the player that could come off Sean Wren. Found himself in space. Simon Goodwin. It was a Peter Vardy. Peter Vardy did the hard work. Just over to get the ball to James Tyson. Turned, ran into the open goal. And a goal. Now they only need two. Two in the odd behind.
10 minutes gone, 13-point ball game. 2 goals and they lose by a point. Up goes McKernan. Brings the ball to ground. North Melbourne now surge forward out towards the Freeborn direction. Orman Allen kept his feet. Freeborn didn't. Orman Allen should have picked it up. You heard Cornsey say take the ball, and he should have. And he kicks it 50 metres along the ground and out of bounds in front of the 5AA sign.
Trent Orman Allen not playing with a great deal of confidence. He gets to the ball well. Just hasn't got the confidence to take the ball cleanly.
5AA football, thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. Said that a million times, should have got that right, as we see Roberts around the body, bouncing ball. Out they come against Stevens with Carey. Rashido overran the footy. Carey again, he's kicked 4. He spears it towards goal. He hasn't kicked 5. He's kicked 4 goals, 4 to the King. And North Melbourne erratic, kicking 11-19 to 10-11, the margin out to 14 points. Money.
Well, it's 14 kicks for Wayne Carey, 4 hand passes, 8 marks, 8 shots at goal, 4 goal, 4.
And the runner having a quiet word in Trent Orman Allen's ear. I think he'd be saying, look, get your hands to it.
Exactly.
Have the confidence to take the ball occasionally.
Stats there thanks to Harris Carr from Breville. Benny Hart about to bring the ball in. Trailed by 14 points. The Crows, he goes to the outer side, very close to the line again. You heard Studley in the background. Pittman almost a good mark. Handball at Studley. Does. Goes to James. Now they're away. Roo has a bounce. Has his second bounce through centre wing. Give it to someone, Roo. Comes in short. Looks out there on this occasion, Mavati. He takes the football. taken by Pickett. Opportunity still for the Crows. Chance now for Stevens. Kick a goal! He has kicked a goal! You little beauty, a National Pharmacy magic moment. We're back in the ball game. Adelaide 11-11-77. North Melbourne 11-19-85. An 8-point ball game stud.
Well, now we only need one, plus a couple of behinds, but they're not important. They'll come later. David Pittman's influence has been good. He terrific. Hit that kick-off very well, fought for it on the ground, and then the handball released Mark Rashudo. And Andrew McLeod, who's in the forward pocket, starting with Tony Modra, has not been an influence in this quarter. Has he had a touch, Craig?
He had a kick early in the quarter, Graham.
Well, it's probably a case to get him up around the ball too, because at the moment he's freezing. He's actually standing right on the goal line, and you'd think the goal umpire was his opponent.
Two wonderful sides going head-to-head. This is what football's all about. An amazing game. It really has seesawed, 85-77.
Wills Glen Archer's just had to come off with the blood rule.
Oh, bad luck.
Two kicks, come on.
Coming on is Craig Scholes, been a very quiet player, spent most of the time on the bench.
Watch this young fella coming on. Brent Harvey is coming on to the ground.
Will North Melbourne answer now? They're under siege. Adelaide coming home hard with a wet sail. 11-19 to 11-11. The bounce down. It's James that emerges with a footy. Kicks it straight up in the air. Abraham forces it forward. The bouncing ball. Hop goes out towards Connell. Go Connell, and he does go. In pursuit is Abraham. Great tackle. Ends up with Robin, but they're running. They're all running. Costa to Modra, and he marks. Yes, he does. 45 metres out from goal.
We have a ball game.
So Tony Modra will be no, he's not within range. He goes short and kicks it at Tyson Edwards. And Adelaide are storming forward. Edwards plays on, lines them up, and kicks a goal. Yes! It's a point, isn't it? 1 point. 77. In fact, 84-85. The crowd are going berserk.
There's 2 points in the game.
2 points, is it?
So now we need those two behinds, but Tony Modra, good lead. And
plenty of time.
He found Tyson Edwards, and very slack marking by North Melbourne. Tyson Edwards turned around, saw there was nobody on the mark, and then just ran straight into the open goal.
Foodland scoreboard, 2 points.
Archer coming on, went up for the blood rule. Archer coming on a 2-point ball game. 85 plays, 83, 14.5 minutes. This is 5AA football. The bounce down. Big Pittman, terrific last quarter. James has worked hard. The handball's not a good one. They try and work it away. In there is Costa pushing and shoving. The umpire says it's my bounce down in the centre of the ground. 2-point ball game, almost 15 minutes in. 5AA football. Gee whiz, how valuable are these 4 points? Jason McCartney comes off. Archer going on for North Melbourne. The bounce down. James a chance again. Kicked off the ground by Harvey. Back towards Benny Hart. Come on, son. Do something with it, Benny. Has the football. Has space. Has time. Has good vision. Goes to Robin. Robin has 2 to beat. Can't do it. Ball to ground. Rashudo. Tackled. Almost a free kick to Rashudo. A player still being held by the Crows player. Should have got a free kick. Wasn't paid. Goodman again being legged. Strike me, Pig. Open your eyes, umpire. Give it to Costa. I saw it from 400 yards away. Up towards centre half forward, and McKernan takes the mark at centre half back.
Good saving mark there by Corey McKernan. KG just take a breather. They go out wide. Almost a good grab from Stevens. McLeod, and coming through is Pickett. Pickett did well. Got it back to Grant, in turn to Stevens. The long left foot up towards Carey. He's got his back to it. He's fighting there with Caven. Caven, in fact, it's Stevens. He sprints away. Stevens on the right leg to the far side. The bouncing ball bounces once. Blakey didn't see it and goes out of bounds. And Mark Stevens did well.
Stevens has been on Carey for a while now. Caven's actually playing on the wing.
Did well on that occasion. 2-point ball game on the Foodland scoreboard. Roberts up against Caven. So the wingman's doing the ruck work on that occasion. He got the tap too, but in comes Ding Dong Bell. Tries to get it back to a teammate. Accepts his own handball. Archer, who looks like a mummy, takes the ball over the line and out of play.
He ain't no mummy.
Did it take you long to figure out that nickname?
Which one?
Mummy.
The Bill?
What, the mummy? Mummy for us. Oh, actually, no, it just actually came to me, bro. Oh, I can't believe it. 2-point ball game.
No.
We'll get on with the game. It's King. What's his nickname? I don't know. The King and I. Up towards full forward. Here's a bouncing ball. Carey, can he pick it up? With him is Stevens. Hart goes hard. They'll concede a point. Ben Hart had to. 3-point ball game on the Foodland scoreboard. 17 minutes gone.
Mark Stevens played with Wayne Carey for a couple of years. He would have been in awe of him. Now he finds himself on him, and perhaps most critical game of his career. He is sticking like a leech.
Benny Hart goes short to Tyson Edwards, has space, has a bounce, has his second bounce, runs past the half-back flank. The left foot kick's got to be accurate. Go, Smarty! Grab it, Smarty! Can't quite complete the mark, and it spills out of play. Centre wing, grandstand side, 17 minutes in, it's a 3-point ball game. 86 plays 83. This grandstand's gone absolutely berserk. 3-point ball game. North Melbourne in front. 5AA footy. McKernan. Also Pittman about to contest this boundary throw in. Pittman does it well. Gets it over the top. Thumped away by King. Back towards Costa. Costa, Tyson Edwards. Tyson Edwards. Harvey had an area. They throw their bodies over the footy. And the umpire says no. Oliver bounce down. That's umpire Gavin Dorr. Centre wing. Grandstand side. We've played 17, almost 18 minutes into the final term. A 3-point ball game. The bounce down, McKernan and Pittman. Pittman's been terrific.
You see, Dennis Pagan really hasn't responded with any tactical moves to stop Adelaide's momentum here.
Oh, taken by Freeborn. This is dangerous for the Crows. Freeborn now kicks inside the 50. Oh, Carey too strong. Carey too strong. Pushes Stevens out of the way, and Carey has taken a mark about 25 metres from goal directly in front. And when you've got a champion like him...
Have you ever seen a stronger
player? Oh, no, just that was so easy.
Gary Ablett was very strong, yeah, but Stevens did all the right things, but Carey just manhandled him out of the way. Sorry, Stevens did it by playing in front.
Carey directly in front, 25 metres, has taken a mark, kicks and has kicked a goal. Goal number 5. So North Melbourne go to 12 goals, 20, 92. Adelaide 12, 11, 83. A margin now of 9 points on the Foodland scoreboard. Trent Orman on off and Tim Cook on wheels.
Yes, a great exhibition there by Carey. North Melbourne going for their 8th win in a row. Adelaide 7 from 9, and the 2 losses have been by less than a kick, so they can break their heart to lose another one. The margin 9 points, 19 minutes gone.
Trent Orman on Glenn Freeborn now. There's a fair difference in pace here, I think.
It's been this game has been played at an amazing pace from the first siren and probably to the last siren. So it's back in the centre, 12-20 to 12-11. The crowd full of expectations. They jump hard. Pittman up against McKernan. It comes to ground, taken by Caven. The long left-footed kick. Pickett ran under it. Vardy almost. Here's a chance though. Can they pick it up? Goodwin, was he held? Pike goes to ground. His lookalike Scott, both for the bald heads. They dive on top of the footy and play comes to a halt about 25 minutes out from Adelaide's goal. Oh, desperate stuff. It really is. 92 to 83. Adelaide need the next goal. They got a real chance here too. Pittman thumps it towards Modra. Modra with him is Martin. Big Mickey sits on top of Modra. The crowd wants a free kick. Picked up by Smart. Goal! Nigel Smart's kick one. It is an Asphalt Pharmacy's magic moment. It certainly is. And Adelaide now drawn to within 3 points. There's still a kick in the game.
Gee,
20 minutes gone.
They've crucified Modra tonight. He's not won a free kick at all.
Well, he was all over it, but he was playing in front. Mickey Martin was holding him, but those are able to get out to Nigel, who is a renowned atrocious kick on his left boot.
Yeah, remember the one against Fremantle.
But that one went straight through the high diddle diddle.
Great goal, Smarty.
It's a 3-point ball game, 20 minutes in. This is a little rip snorter. The bounce down, back in the middle, McKernan, Pittman. A perfect bounce, bodies collide. Pittman gets his hands to the football, taken by King, gets it to Bell. Bell around his pocket, back towards Benny Hart. Thumped it away, go Benny, can't win the football. Taken by Harvey. He in turn goes to Scholl. Oh, Scholl, Abraham. Oh, it spills out to McKernan. And he'll run into an open goal and kick it on the fourth there.
He did too.
He's put it over into the golf course. And another goal to North Melbourne. They go to 13 goals, 20. That's 98. Adelaide 13-11 are 89.
The number of times North Melbourne players are able to run into the open goal and score is just, well, it's just too astounding. And you saw McKernan there take the ball. No Adelaide player. And unless coaches can really address North Melbourne's forward line structure and counter the space that they create, which allows player to run into it unattended, they are not going to win consistently. Sean Wren warming up on the ground.
Endo, you're down at ground level. Any news on Sean Wren? Is he 100% tonight?
Well, he certainly doesn't look 100% how he's played tonight, but he looks pretty fired up, pretty focused as he's going towards that boundary line, that's for sure.
Greg Anderson, thanks to Northern Plumbing and Caroma. Smarty just made a handballing error there. Now North Melbourne try to crash it back. Will he go for holding the ball? No. The umpire went.
He was going to do it. He was going to ping him.
Then he decided no, Wren on and Pittman off.
Gee, Pittman's furious.
98 to 89.
Well, Pittman's been good.
Gee, he's furious, Pittman.
But that was his opponent who did run into the open goal and score a goal.
It's a 9-point ball game, free kick to Adelaide. And the advantage won't be paid. It's going to come back. And Rashudo having words to...
Gee, Pittman was angry, Graham.
Well, I think he's been very, very good, but there's a Corey McKernan just overrun forward, sneak into the open goal and kick the goal.
Wren's kick to Vardy and a long lead was good. And Vardy takes the mark and he's a thumping kick. Certainly within range.
It was a beautiful kick. There was space. He ran into it.
Peter Vardy's kicked a lot of goals in the last month and
he's got to kick this.
He's had some important kicks, but none more so than this one.
Well, Sean Wren's got to get down there. I was watching him. He's walking now. He's decided to run down and get there to contest the ball.
He'll start just outside 50, kick it just inside the 50. Right behind him. It's coming back. Is it coming back? It's a point. Knocked through for a point, so the margin 8 points. 23 minutes gone, but bear in mind they lost a few moments when with the blood rule early on, so there's probably this quarter will go about 32.
There's 8 or 9 minutes to go, David, so don't worry about that. There's 16, 17 plus the time on.
6 minutes plus 17 seconds. Stud to be exact. An 8-point ball game. The kick in by King. Comes back to the half-back flank. Coming through there is Joel. Goes at the football. This gives Modra an opportunity. Oh, Becky Martin's at his back. At long last, he's got a free kick. And the crowd here stand up and say, thank you very much. Modra wins the free kick. On the attacking side of centre. That was a long time overdue, I don't mind telling you.
Look at Nigel Smart lurking back there too.
Modra should put this right on the point of the square. Robbins back there. So is Smart. Gee whiz, it's a wobbly old kick. It'll bounce over the back of the pack. Smarty a chance. Tries to weave his way through the pack. Taps it to McLeod. This way, the handball back to Smart. Goes back on this occasion to Jarman. Kicks the football jar. Up towards full court. It goes a free kick. Which way will it go? It's got to go to the Crows. Darren Jarman right on 50. 24 minutes in. We have an 8-point ball game.
And he's going to kick from 55 metres.
And a man watching this is Curls. He's going to run around. No, he's not. He's going to go. Bang, bang. It's going to go. Wrong way. Fades across the face of the goals and goes for a point. 13-13-91. North Melbourne 13-20-98.
Tense up here in the coaches, in the commentary box.
5.5 minutes gone and the margin back to 7 points. And Vardy and also Darren Jarman, two of the better kickers in the side, both missing from around 50. Can North Melbourne hold on? Can the Crows get up and win?
5.5 minutes to go, Wills.
After trailing by 5 goals at one stage, a big kick. Archer has to go. Oh, Wren almost took a great grab. At ground level, Costa Roberts tries to spear the ball out. Couldn't do so. Pike's collared. The crowd weren't holding the ball. Of course they would. Now it's Jarman. Oh, there's a vacant player at half forward. Playing on James. Kick a goal, James. He lines him up and has kicked a goal, I think.
No, hit the post.
Oh, he's hit the top of the goal post.
But these are the behinds we needed.
Oh, I think
Don't
the
worry.
goals to the margin now.
Hit the
6 points. Could we have a draw?
It will be okay.
Would a draw help Adelaide?
It will.
It will. It'll win the finals.
A draw will put them in the finals.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
One kick in it now on the Foodland scoreboard.
King about to bring the ball back into play. 25.5 minutes gone. A 6-point ball game. Back towards half-back. Rennie, the fist. Up towards half-forward. Opportunity now for Archer. The handball away. Go Connell. Can't get the football. That's going to be delivered. It is. He's going to pin it. Oh, he's Pete Stevens. Ford delivered out of bounds.
McLeod.
And McLeod up towards full forward into the pocket. McLeod. Also Vardy. Vardy McLeod. Pickett's in there. Back to this occasion. Back towards Harvey. Back towards Connell. Going to get a free kick. He will. Oh, striking. Take time kicking away. 26 minutes in. Connell the free kick. We need that. It's a 6-point ball game. Put it to the point of the square. He does. Can Darren Jarman? He's pushed him in the back. Darren Jarman has given a free kick away. We don't need that, and Blakey wins the free kick. About 3.5 minutes remaining. A 6-point ball game.
Still plenty of time, KG. And
and a 50 metres penalty kick.
I didn't see it. I just saw the umpire signaling it. But it was not the officiating umpire either. It was some smart aleck in the centre of the ground had to get involved in the play.
Hasn't been Darren's night tonight, but he's still got time to redeem himself. There's only one kick in it. 98-92, and the crowd on the edge of their seats, and why wouldn't you be? The kick in, up towards Carey, he can't mark. The good fist from behind comes to ground level. The look away handball. It might be dangerous. North Melbourne now. McKernan has to go hard. Almost a free kick there to Stevens. Stevens did well towards the boundary line. It wobbles towards the line and it goes out of bounds.
You don't need it there.
They should have given the handball.
So Adelaide need to score twice to win the game. A true kick will draw the game, 98-92, and they must hold North Melbourne now. Last 2 or 3 minutes of the game, up goes Wren. The backhanded tap was good. Coming through Archer, tries to bust his way through a tackle. Second attempt he does. The crowd all went up in one.
It was a fair decision.
Going for holding the ball, but they won't get it. 27 and a half minutes gone, but more importantly, 2 or 3 minutes left. McKernan up against Wren. He's now giving his all. McKernan has battled hard tonight. It comes to ground level, round the body there. Went Simpson. In fact, it's Harvey, and it goes out of bounds this time. About 90 metres around for the North.
3.5 minutes remaining in the final term here at Football Park. A 6-point ball game.
Plus time on KG, plenty of time.
6-point ball game. Throw in centre wing, grandstand side. Rennie in front, over the top. Goodman thumps it away. A chance for Caven. Picks it up, tackled, loses the football. Spills out towards Rashudo. He can't take it. Harvey can, but it's a bad handball. Finds Rashudo. That's not a good handball either. Back towards Goodman. It spills out of play. On the attacking side of centre for North Melbourne. Gee whiz, one kick in the game, 28 minutes in, 5AA football. It's been an absolute gem of a game. Throw in, just over 3 minutes remaining in the final term. We need a big effort here. A chance now for Connell. Picked up by Costa, goes to Rashudo. Rashudo over the top. Go Tyson Edwards. Commits himself. So does Archer. Costa gives chase. It's on the attacking side of centre. Picks up Costa. Dispossessed by Bell. Spills out to Edwards. Edwards over the top to Robin. Robin now. Outside 50 goes. Bang! Up towards Modra. Yes! Modra has marked. Oh! Modra has marked. And Modra to very acute angle. He'll get the distance. The angle is the concern. We've got about under 3 minutes remaining. Tony Modra, if he kicks this, levers the ball game. Modra coming in now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes bang! He's kicked it right across the goal. Out of bounds on the full, Wills.
Well, even a point would have been handy, KG, with a couple of minutes left, but he's missed everything. It's 13-14 to 13-20. A couple of minutes left. Pickett with a footy.
Come on.
And about 43,000 people preparing for a heart attack. It's just so important. Stakes so high tonight as we wait for Pickett to bring it back into play. Oh, dangerous kick. Can anybody take a mark? It bounced off McKernan's chest. Roberts threw the ball to Bill. It might bounce once, take it off break, go out of bounds. It's Carey. Keeps it in. With him is Stevens. Carey. They'll only 2 forward to centre. And finally it comes off Carey's hand and out of bounds. About 75 metres around from North Melbourne's goal. That kick of Modra was just so important, but there's still time. Time's ticking away, but Adelaide have got time to get a score. It could well be a draw.
Why would you be leaving?
Up they go again. We'll speak about that later, Graham. It comes down to ground level. Kick forward there by Simpson to Carey. He's kicked 5 goals. He might do it on his own. The left-handed handball out towards Grant, who's just outside 50. Spears a kick up towards his teammate who couldn't take the mark. It goes over the back. Harvey kicks towards goal, and he's kicked the point, but there's two scores needed for Adelaide to win, and that is a very good point. It's 99-92. 30 minutes gone in the final term.
Yes, and again, North Melbourne with just too much room and too much space in their forward line. Players have time to run into the space, take the ball without too much pressure.
Under 2 minutes remaining in this final term. Benny Hart with a football. Goes down the middle, looks out there for Big Sean, and up he goes. Up the back, Rashudo takes it, the handball. James is the running player. This is the last shot of the dice. Goes back out wide, finds Connell. Connell now back towards half forward. Robin comes out at the back. An opportunity now for Scott. Picks it up, goes to the safety line, misses it. Goes to Goodwin. This is Goodwin's going to take a mark here. Vardy at the back, Vardy in front. Can't take the mark. Ball spilled out of play. And a throw-in will take place outside the 50. I think time's going to be Adelaide. 1 minute 20 remaining in the final term. They trail. 1 minute 20 remaining.
Their best hope is a behind and a goal from the kickoff.
Robin, taken by Smart, tries to crash through the pack. Scott holds it in there. Umpire says, I'm going to have a bounce down just inside the 50 for Adelaide. 1 minute 11 remaining in this final term, Will.
Yes, and a trip to the West Coast next week at Subiaco. So, well, could the unthinkable happen? Adelaide could lose tonight. 7 points. They need to score quickly in this next play. Plenty of players, as you would expect, around the footy. Up they go. Rodman pushed out of the contest. Vardy tried to storm his way through. And is it a free kick? No. Blakey works it out. Now North Melbourne go forward. This occasion through Simpson. Up towards Carey. Once again, only two up there. Carey's been good again tonight. We had an area out of the air. Comes back towards Stevens. In turn to Wren. Wren trying to set up some sort of play, but the seconds tick away. Carey again got in the way. Forces it forward. At ground level and working hard was Costa. Tried to find a teammate. They can't make an error. They've got to have clean hands. But North Melbourne, they seem to be equal to the task. Here could be the last throw of the dice. Picked up by Bell. Bell kicks a goal, I think, in this game set match. North Melbourne will win the game, and Adelaide must win next week at Subiaco to perhaps have a place in the top 8.
And Bell just able to take that ball with the 2-on-1 North Melbourne players, run into an open goal, although it was a very acute angle from 30 or 40 metres, and kicked the sealer. It's frustrating sitting here watching the amount of space that North Melbourne have been able to play within their forward line.
Cruel game, but they've played very well tonight.
They have played well. Both teams have played well.
Superbly.
It's just a matter of which coach has probably held the tactical advantage, and you sense right from the word go that Dennis Pagan has had that.
25 seconds remaining, so it's a 13-point ball game. North Melbourne will win this game. The bounce down. McKernan and Wren. McKernan knocks it on, only as far as Edwards. Edwards has the football. Wobbles a kick up towards half forward. Getting under the football was Archer. Showed plenty of courage and takes the mark. 105 plays 92. And North Melbourne have played superbly. In fact, both sides have played superbly. But North Melbourne will win this game tonight at Football Park. And now, of course, the Crows very much under the pump. Next week they play. There's the siren to end the game here at Football Park. The final score saw North Melbourne home 14 goals, 21-105. Defeat Adelaide 15-14-92. A margin of 13 points on the Foodland scoreboard. And Studley, they had their chances.
They had their chances. They indeed had their chances for the better of the game. You thought North Melbourne had the advantage, but Adelaide's comeback in the third quarter, and really for 3 quarters of that last quarter, was tremendous. In the end, North Melbourne's structure and their team discipline and their willingness to work within that structure was the difference. They conceded the majority of the play to Adelaide in the last quarter. It's just that when they went forward into their forward lines, they were able to score a lot more consistently from it. And I know Craig Munn is very busy here adding up the stats, but I'd be very interested to see the number of times Adelaide went into their forward line in the last quarter, Craig, compared to North Melbourne.
Adelaide went in 15 times in the last term, North Melbourne 11, and in the third quarter it was 17-10. So in the last half, 32 times to 21.
Gee, Graham, they'll be hard to beat now, the Kangaroos. They've secured a top 2 position.
Yep.
And, well, Adelaide now will be playing for their football future next week in Perth.
Hard to believe, isn't it? You think, I think Adelaide's had a pretty good year, and it is conceivable.
Peter Vardy and Darren Jarman had a chance to really snatch the game in the dying stages.
So they have to win next week?
Tony
Well, it depends what happens. If Richmond or...
If Sydney beat
Richmond
Melbourne...
play Melbourne next week.
Yeah, if Sydney beat Melbourne...
Then the Crows make the finals. If Sydney beat Melbourne, the Crows will make the finals because Melbourne play Richmond next week.
But they won't get a top 4.
No, not at all.
Top